Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Director Watch, an Awards Watch podcast that attempts to get inside the mind of cinema's greatest auteurs, explore what drives them, and maybe we go on a few unrelated tangents along the way. I'm Ryan McQuade, the executive editor here at Awards Watch, and joining me, as always, is my partner in crime and in the skies, my co-host, Jay Ledbetter.
Ryan, today we're going to talk respectfully. I'm looking at our guest mostly, respectfully, about Benedetta.
Well, I mean, if they don't, they could always just go to Confessional.
I was going to say, are you
That's
doing that
point.
for me, or are you nudging me to speak respectfully about the movie? Either.
Or are you asking her to speak?
That's up to in some ways. That's up to
I can
God.
tell you're nervous. It's okay.
That's up to God.
Or are you meaning importantly, Jay? Is that what you're saying?
No, I just think she needs to treat this with respect. And
okay.
I worry that we've done a lot of episodes with her, and there's been some times where I was like, you were kind of disrespectful to that film. And so today I just want her to be respectful and classy, honestly, is really the biggest problem that we've had with her.
Okay. All right, Jay. Well, what movie are we talking about today?
Benedetta. a classy, respectful film.
Yeah.
We've come a long way since Malik, man.
We've come a long way since Malik.
We've come a long way.
Man, Malik was what,
really
this time last year?
A year or so ago? Yeah.
Yeah. God. Sophia, which one were you on for that? Oh, Days of Heaven, correct?
I did Days of Heaven, yeah.
Days of Heaven.
Our guest today, if you haven't already figured this out, we don't really need to do a full introduction. She is honorary third chair at this point. It's Sophia Ciminello, our associate.
Some people are
AwardsWatch. Yeah, some people are saying out there. Hi, Sophia.
Hi, guys. Thank you for having me. I am going to hop into the confessional since I'm not going to be respectful today.
When was all y'all's last confession, if you've ever made confession?
I'm not Catholic.
I would say high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I did not grow up Catholic.
This is going to be fun,
then. I've never
then.
been in a confessional.
Jay, what did you grow up? Baptist? Methodist?
Look, you asked me if I've been in a confessional. I've been in one in high school. Dashboard confessional.
Oh, my God.
I'm glad that we got that on the record.
I'm really happy that you got your screaming infidelities out.
I grew up Presbyterian. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay. I grew up Catholic as well.
So sort of the enemy of the Catholic.
And then I went like back and forth. And then I had to do confessional 8 years ago. That was the last time I did it, because I had to do it to get confirmed to then get married. Because my in-laws were like, well, we'll pay for the wedding if you.
I got confirmed as a teen.
I got confirmed in 8th grade. Did you have to go to pre-Cana, Ryan?
Explain. I don't know. I just like kind of tuned those fuckers in and out when I was. I had to go
to pre-K because I was too shy in preschool. They made me go to an extra grade.
That's fair. Glad they had that funding in your state.
Probably similar.
Yeah. Oh, that was
I would
private.
say pre-Cana it's like if you get married in the Catholic Church. Because the story in the Bible about, it's been a long time, but Cana is a key moment with Jesus and a wedding. I believe my Catholic school teachers would be upset with me for forgetting, but it's been a while. So they do, if you're getting married in the church, you have to go to this thing called pre-Cana before you get married.
Wow.
So I was wondering if Ryan had to do that. But Jay, I had a question for you because you brought up Malik, which teased me up nicely into this before we talk about Verhoeven. Do you think, so Verhoeven, one of my favorite things about him that I just find fascinating considering the movies that he's made is that he is obsessed with Jesus as a historical figure.
As a person.
As a person. So do you think that Malik or Verhoeven has a better understanding of Jesus?
Oh shit.
I mean, this is an incredibly revealing. I mean, if you ask me who has a more interesting perspective on Jesus and by proxy spirituality, I would say Malik to me. I mean, that's totally in the eye of the beholder for sure. But obviously Malik being my favorite filmmaker of all time, I'm like, his reflections upon the existence or potential existence of Jesus and therefore some sort of greater level of existence to me is something that I reflect on extraordinarily regularly. And then I watch a movie like this and I'm like, haha, is Malik a fool?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what's cool is like I think Malik is so connected to spirituality and, more so I would say
Transcendentalism.
faith
Yeah.
than religion, right? Like a more
Yes.
personal relationship to that and to something greater
The idea of something
was
greater. Exactly.
right.
Yeah.
And Verhoeven, I think, is much more interested in systems and the politics and the people who make those things happen and
Yeah.
make people believe in things, whether they're real or not.
And
Do you
Marty's
think Verhoeven likes the Tree of Life?
probably.
I would love to know.
Do you think Malik likes Benedetta?
Malik loves
That's
silence.
a more interesting question.
Yeah.
I was reading about, I don't know where I read that this past week, but it was also, when I think about these two, I also think about Marty and a lot of that old Catholic guilt inside him. And I was reading about Malik and how when he saw silence, he was like speechless. It rocked his world watching that movie.
I need to rewatch
And
Silence. Right now, not one of my faves.
Silence is incredible.
I think it's my favorite, like late Scorsese.
Mm.
I think that's right. Though there's something about The Irishman though too.
The Irishman and Killers of the Flower Moon.
I
And
mean,
Killers
like,
of the Flower
he's
Moon.
killing
Oh my
it,
God.
man.
Killers of the Flower Moon is my
The
favorite
ending?
21st century Scorsese.
The ending of that movie, I was just thinking about that today. Someone was talking about it again online. It's like what a gamble of an ending that is just
Really-
like such a gut punch.
Pretty
Oof.
sick that they gave him like $180 million to make a movie.
He's gonna
Apple, you absolute ignoramuses financially. Yeah, obviously they're doing really. They're doing
I mean,
really
they're doing really
Yeah,
well.
they're
Yeah,
doing
because then
very
they can
well.
just sell a new iPhone and get all that money back, Jay. So it's like the movie stuff is like secondary.
Man,
to
I
all
just
that.
bought a new. I had to get a new phone,
You did?
and I did.
I haven't got one in like 3 years, and I'm okay with that.
And when was the last time an iPhone upgrade was interesting?
Probably when Steve Jobs was alive.
It's been 15 years.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not trying to sound rude,
10 at least.
right?
Probably when I went from my BlackBerry to my iPhone
It was
Yeah.
probably whenever they got big.
No, you're not wrong.
years ago.
But my friends that have Android, they always are like, "Oh, Android." I'm like, I'm not switching over to that shit. I'm not doing that. I don't give a shit.
No,
I
you
don't
can't
care.
you can't be the green bubble.
No, you can't.
simply cannot.
You can't do it.
No.
You know what I mean? Friends of mine. We texted me and my wife with our friends, and one of our friends and her husband. They're literally the green bubble, and I'm like, just move into the 21st century.
But meanwhile, while I was at the Verizon store, like there's
Oh, you're Verizon.
I'm a Verizon guy.
Oh, fancy
there's-
motherfucker
too.
up in here.
I'm
Look
also
at that.
Verizon.
There's a Samsung phone where you can hold it like an iPhone, and then also you can fold it out like a book.
Yeah.
Man,
And that feels like a technological advance.
like the old flip phone.
Or it's taking you back into the past,
That's
accessing
true.
your
You know what
millennial
my favorite kind of
nostalgia.
phone was
I like the
historically?
keyboard where you could like flip it.
Slider.
Yeah, the slider of the.
I was all about the slider.
I had one
yeah.
I had a phone and it was like it was a flip phone and then you folded it out and you could answer it like this. But then if you just flipped it up,
He just did
Then
for
you-
the listeners, he just did like the 2-finger phone thing.
yeah, you could then text like a keyboard. So it did like it folded both ways. It was.
Yeah.
and
I
I like
always
my
wanted
slider.
a sidekick, but I didn't have T-Mobile.
a classic.
So
I got a
couldn't get
sidekick.
that
His
one.
name's Jay.
That's
Been
true.
doing
Am I
pods.
the side? That's offensive.
I'm sorry.
Is Bartolomea Benedetta's sidekick?
Oh, well, we're here to talk about it. Sophia, I know we've already kind of jumped the
So in
gun.
some instances, she's
usually
more of a
the-
slide kick.
All right.
Oh, God.
We're gonna get into this. We're here to talk about Benedetta, obviously, but Verhoeven in general, outside of obviously his spirituality and his connection to other directors. It's our last episode to talk about Paul Verhoeven, and we're so
The
happy
last
to have you
Verhoeven.
here. And so I got to ask you, and like I have all the other guests one last time, what does Verhoeven mean to you? What do you like about him? What don't you like about him? Gravitate to his films. Is there favorites outside of maybe this one that you rewatch a lot?
Yeah, it's funny. There isn't really anything I dislike about Verhoeven. I just find him to be singular. He is a unique man with very specific interests, and I think one of our great directors of satire. And I think there are a lot of people who try to do satire now, try to do, especially I think like satires of the rich or about specific political
Like an Adam
groups,
McKay.
religions. Yeah, and Adam McKay, Ruben Östlund. There are a lot of examples of people I think who try and who just, they're hitting us over the head with a sledgehammer. And he has a much more, I would say, interesting approach. It's not necessarily subtle all the time. I think that's fine though, because I think the way that he is tackling these topics is, I don't know, it's more enthralling to me. And I think when I think about my personal relationship with Verhoeven, I actually knew of his movies really as these cult objects or as things that were forbidden or that I should maybe stay away from or that were, panned in their day or were thought of as bad movies, but really weren't. I had all of those, I think, especially around Showgirls and Basic Instinct, learning about those, I think, way earlier than I actually ended up seeing them. I didn't see Showgirls or Basic Instinct until much later, until college, I would say. I saw RoboCop earlier. My mom actually is a big fan of that movie. I saw that
I would
earlier.
say not a particularly Sophia coded film.
It's not, but I would
Just
say
got the poster on the wall.
his other films are more so. So I would later on to Elle was one that I really loved. I remember when that came out too, just really enjoying the Isabelle Huppert performance in that. And then Showgirls, I am a huge defender of. And I think the way that I think sometimes when people look at his movies or talk about the women in his movies, they see them as being objectified. I personally don't really see it that way and think the characters are actually much more complex maybe than he's given credit for, or really that the actresses at the center are given credit for in those performances. Sharon Stone, Elizabeth Berkley, of course, like in those two that I referenced. And then I
But
mentioned
Elizabeth
Huppert as
Berkley, do
well.
you think she's done dirty though? That's the
Yeah,
great question of Showgirls.
I think so.
Do you
I
think she
think a
was
bit.
you think she was treated dirty from the critics, or you think she was treated dirty in like the way that the film
From
was
Verhoeven.
I
made?
think it's a
Yeah.
mix. I think a little bit. I think there is, I don't know if she necessarily
It's tough.
not
It's a
that
tough question to answer.
it's a difficult one.
Yeah.
And you guys, I loved, how you had Eric on your episode and
Oh
he's
man.
definitely the right person to bring on for Showgirls for that context. But I think, yeah, I think that's definitely part of it. But I think it was also done dirty by critics for sure, and certainly she was. And I don't know, I think with Benedetta in particular, which we'll talk about, what I really enjoyed about this movie is I just found it to be I think he actually could have gone a little bit further into the nunsploitation. I think it goes pretty far, but I think he could have pushed it even further.
It's more
Um,
Jesus exploitation.
yeah,
There's
I
some
think
Jesus
so.
stuff in this that if it was produced in America would have caused
Oh yeah.
riots.
Oh,
Yeah, you think the
I
Da
mean it
Vinci
did.
Code's bad?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there were like I remember when this
It's like
movie
New
premiered
York.
at New York Film
Yeah.
Festival, there were
Yes, there
Catholic
were protests. Yeah.
protesters all around.
Weren't
Like
there like
you
also fake protesters?
and fake protesters
Like
to
that's
drum
kind of
up.
rad.
Oh,
I
was
like
Yeah,
this
that.
one of those where
that
they
was
had
cool.
the paid
God,
protesters?
I
Yeah.
love it when they do that shit,
hmm
fucking with those guys. Because
Yeah, they had
someone's
people
at the
dressed as
Vatican just like
nuns. Yeah.
mad as hell about it. You know what
Uh-huh.
I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's what I really like about a lot of his movies really is just the um the anti-heroines at the
Yeah.
center of them.
Sophia,
I love Benedetta
have you
as a
seen
character.
Black Book?
No, I haven't seen Black Book. That's
You
on
should
my
really give that a
Black Book
look.
absolutely rocks the freaking house.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
I
That's
no,
one
and
of my
honestly,
I've not seen.
from hearing you talk, I mean, Jay can totally agree with this. Complex female character at the
hmm
center of that thing
I
is
used the M word talking about Black Book, so
yeah,
Really? Okay.
masterpiece.
I think
Yeah.
that movie's a masterpiece. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll watch it. It's
Yeah.
on my list for sure. And
You
also
know,
I saw the earliest movie of his I did see actually was Hollow Man. Because why
as
was
we
that a
all
good
did.
idea to watch as a child? It
To go on
Oh,
wasn't.
you're saying
it
when
goes
you
on
were
the
a
list.
child?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one that I would argue is maybe his worst movie and maybe the one that most explains his worldview. That's sort of my thoughts on Hollow Man.
Yeah, that he's a Dutch pervert in the best way.
He is an absolute Dutch pervert.
But I like my perverted directors named Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we love the Pauls.
Yes.
We love the Pauls.
Sophia, did your dad, he pulled it off the Blockbuster shelf and watched it on VHS at the house?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
And I still remember certain images from that movie from that time, and I have not revisited it and should.
What do you remember? You can say it's fine. We talked about it at length.
Well, I just remember being very scared of it. Honestly,
it is kind of terrifying.
It's a scary, off-putting movie.
8 or 9 when I watched it.
Came out in 2000.
That's the perfect age to watch Hollow Man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like
I just remember these, like, again.
I did.
Hollow, orangey eyes.
Yeah,
this is not a good description.
It's the skin mask sort of thing that he's got. You know what I mean? That's very terrifying.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're young,
right.
I would assume so. Wouldn't you say, Jay?
I did an image search, and this is really bringing back the memories.
The only Hollow Man I was watching when I was 8 or 9 was the Blue Man Group playing those tubes.
I think the Blue Man Group is a scarier experience than watching
That's
interesting.
It's because they don't talk. Terrifying.
I
playing those tubes though.
Like freaking
more
mimes.
Than anything.
God, can't stand mimes.
If there is a chance that I will get pulled up on stage by someone who does not speak and is covered in paint, I do not want to be around that situation.
Mimes and clowns, just absolutely the worst thing that's ever happened in society. Like, people, what are you hiding? And also, why don't you talk?
No, I don't care about that.
Yeah, you don't know who's under that makeup.
I'm indifferent.
Now, of course you are. You're
I don't like
give me more Blue Man Group. You know,
like the Blue Man Group.
Oh my God, how did we get to the Blue Man Group?
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is what we do on the show. We don't know how we're getting here. We're just gonna get here. But yeah, check out Black Book. It's really good. It's on Tubi.
I will.
They're the true Hollow Man.
Tubi.
Oh, is it on Tubi?
It's on Tubi. You can watch it for
rented
free.
That one.
Yeah.
Guys, sometimes when Tubi pops up as an option, though, I have to say I do just eat the $3.99 rental, so I don't have to watch commercials.
I'm with Sophia on that one.
I get it, but sometimes also too. I think. Can I say something? I think Tubi's great for international features.
They have so many.
Because they got so many. You can break it up
a lot.
Because you can
Amazon used to be a real, and still is sort of that's the one place you'll be like, oh, what's this anonymous Alfred Hitchcock film from 1938? It's like, oh, Amazon weirdly has the rights to that movie, and they have it on their service.
Very pro Bezos around here. It's a little obscene.
Oh yeah, we're big Amazon folks around here.
Yeah. All right. Benedetta. We've been.
Where did you watch Benedetta?
Yeah, where did Jay, you ready?
Good story.
You ready?
All
right, Jay. All right.
I saw this at the world premiere at the Cannes Film Festival.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And it was a time. So at Cannes, there are a lot of different ways to see screenings, obviously.
Of course. You can see it with the French people. You can see it with the plebes.
You can see it, you can go with the press. But this one was one of the red carpet galas, and I didn't have a ticket for it, but it was my last day at the festival. It was my first time ever going. And I just thought, you know what, I'm going to wait in line for the Verhoeven Sexy Nun movie. Yeah. I want to see it. Why not? I'll just wait in line. So
was
I
this
waited
in
line.
competition or out of competition?
This was in competition.
It was in competition. Yeah. So I waited in line for it. Honestly wasn't that bad. I think I probably waited in line for like 2 hours for it.
Those Cannes lines aren't bad.
Not that bad.
No.
But not for
this. It was
like
waiting at the Epic Universe at Universal Studios.
People waited in line longer for Gracie Abrams at Madison Square Garden than I waited.
Let me tell you.
Oh my God, damn it, son of a
bitch. I saw a girl in a Gracie Abrams sweatshirt at the airport recently when I was picking my wife up from the airport. And the secondhand embarrassment I felt watching that person walk through the airport was just unbelievable. Truly
I'm not listen. Okay, hang on.
The word industry plant gets thrown around a lot.
Listen, I'm okay. I know that it is par for the frickin' course for everybody at this website or owns this website.
I just brought her up
to hate
because
this
of
woman.
the Showgirls episode, really.
But I'm sure there are people from our generation that our parents thought
I
the
don't think our
exact same
generation.
thing.
Oh, you're saying
And
you're saying this is some okay boomer stuff. that
I
I'm
think
doing right now.
I think sometimes I think that there's a figure involved with some people, and in particular a guy that's an actor involved. But I do also think she's also not very good as a singer. But
no. Gracie
I
Abrams
think that
is
she's no different than some other people out there that are terrible singers either. Like this generation's got a lot of bad singers.
Sabrina Carpenter, though, I'm in on. She's got what the kids call aura.
Riz. Oh, I thought you were going to say Riz.
Aura.
But
and
no.
Riz.
Well, she's also got really great songs, and they're catchy.
Yeah, Gracie Abrams has the presence of.
Yeah, but also like
something that doesn't have very much presence.
She's not like a lot of other pop stars out there that are annoying as hell all online all the time.
Oh, I don't care about that. I care about her music.
Well,
she does support some great causes. I like that she is politically active too.
But Jade, there's got to be somebody that when you were a kid, your parents wanted to fucking scratch the walls to get away from to listen to.
That's a good question.
So, Sophia, you've got
especially when you consider my upbringing. My mom found Kanye on my iTunes at one point. That was a problem.
And what's crazy is very prescient. She still got it on there, the new stuff too.
Mm.
Yeah,
Jay, your thoughts on her. Jay, thoughts on 2025 Kanye?
2025 Kanye. Honestly, it's not even worth having an opinion on. That's sort of where he's at now. It's not worth having an opinion on.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I waited in line for this movie for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Made it in.
Thank you for continuing, Sophia.
Of course. It's really cool too because you get to see, like, I remember because when you go into the theater before the talent for the big premieres, and on the screen inside, they're projecting the red carpet outside. So we're all waiting, and you see Verhoeven and Virginia Fira. They're on the red steps, like as they're coming in. So I remember just seeing him and thinking, like, "Oh my God, Paul Verhoeven is coming into this theater right now." It was my first huge film festival, so it was just really cool. And then they come in there and they watch the movie with you, and when you think about watching this movie with the director and the actresses in the audience with you, it just makes the experience, I think, even better, even more bizarre. And there was just, I think this movie is so French also. It just feels so French, so European.
It's very French, very European.
And people were walking out. I remember during it, there were some older people in my theater. I remember they left the Cannes premiere, just walked out. But I remember it was just like, it was so fun to see it in that environment. And it, wasn't my favorite movie of that Cannes Film Festival one, but when I think back on that experience and that year, this is the movie I think of because it was the red carpet premiere that I got to go to. So
what was your favorite movie of that Cannes?
I would say probably I saw Drive My Car there after Yang, Worst Person in the World. That was a really good Cannes. Souvenir Part 2 was there. There were a lot of great movies at that Cannes.
That's some good stuff.
It's a good Cannes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jay.
And then you saw this.
And then I saw this. And Kristen Stewart sat right by me. It was wild.
Wow.
Just a strange.
What'd she think of it?
Well, I mean,
I'm sure she loved it.
Well, she's a lesbian. She probably loved it, right?
Ryan.
What? I'm just saying. Now. What? She could probably talk to Sophia after it, say if it was realistic or not. You don't know. You know what I mean?
I don't know where we're going at this
point. I'm just saying.
Cancel the episode.
We're already there.
Remember when Kristen Stewart went on SNL and talked about Donald Trump being obsessed with her? God, what a weird times we lived in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's also
we're doing great now, though.
God.
Remember when there was a YouTube compilation of everyone screaming at Kristen Stewart's Oscar nomination announcement that ended up being on like Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah. And some of those people don't still have sunblock to this day. It's
I feel that.
They've been doing that in that mother's basement this entire time. You know what I mean? You guys remember how she screwed over Robert Pattinson for the Snow White and the Huntsman director?
Hey, come on.
I mean, God. And then that guy was like, and
I
then she
say
was like,
yes
I say
from our
yes.
previous episode.
Pattinson, he's doing all right. He's a great guy.
Mhm.
Well, you know
They're
what?
both doing well.
Honestly, I would love to see him in a movie because they are great actors, but they're never going to be in a movie ever again
And
together.
No,
I
they
think
can't ever. They
but
can't
I think
ever do
they've
that
got,
again.
but I think that they would have great like later in life chemistry in a film. I don't know. There's something why, people flock to those damn Twilight movies still
They're both
they're
fun
great
weirdos.
together. Yeah, they're great
Is,
weirdos. Like
they
somebody
are.
could harness that. Like imagine them now in a Claire Denis film. You know what I mean?
Is Robert Pattinson
Yeah.
still
You really
dating
Suki
Suki
Water?
Waterhouse?
Yeah. Aren't they like engaged?
What a lovely
They have a kid.
partnership.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
I watched that video of her like prank calling him or whatever.
Mhm.
They seem like really nice people.
Yeah,
I just
they're
want
cute.
to do it
That's
together.
nice.
Yeah. Jay, what do you think
But
about
yeah.
Tom Cruise and Anna de Armas?
This is going to be a 5.5 hour episode.
I was just about to say, so that was the story of how I saw Benedetta to get us back on track, but we're with Tom Cruise.
There you go.
I'm not into the Tom Cruise Anna de Armas thing.
You think that's a plant?
No, it's not a plant because neither of them need to be more famous or have better PR.
No, but like a Scientology plant to like, you know.
Well, that would imply that Anna de Armas has now been corrupted by Scientology, which I would not be a big fan
Well, she
of.
might have just signed a contract with them. Like I feel like every woman has to sign a contract when they're with them or something. Isn't that like what the whole documentary
Well,
talked about?
yes, but it has not been extremely famous people that have been asked to sign that contract.
That's true. That's true.
So we're in an interesting area here where I have to imagine that this is purely
I'm sure Nicole signed that contract.
consensual. But well, Nicole, that was before
Yeah, that's
before
true.
Scientology.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Mhm.
And she broke free on the grave.
Katie Holmes
Photos
was
of
like
all time.
early Scientology where it was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
this is a little weird, but
Yeah.
The couch
we'll feel it.
jumping
We'll
era.
feel it out.
Man,
Mhm.
And now we're in full on.
he's the savior of cinema.
Yeah, I mean,
It's kind
I
of weird
can't
how we
imagine-
turn around on that.
I mean, I just think about that when they asked him what he's doing for Father's Day,
Oh shit! And he's like, "Oh, I'm going to the movies.
and
Movies good. Good movie. Good movie. Mission.
and he
Movie
was like, yeah,
sequels.
Mission.
great
Good.
movies.
McHugh.
What are kids? Kids who? Kids what?
Beep.
He just doesn't feel like a real
short circuited
person.
right in front of that person. It's like,
And
just say I'm gonna spend some quality time.
yeah, I don't know. The
Just
Anna de
lie.
Armas thing. I'm worried about her. Is what I am.
No,
Hmm.
because she's an important person too.
She's a very important person.
She's very. All right,
Yeah.
Benedetta. Thoughts on the
Benedetta.
film? Let's do it. Let's open up
do
this book. Sophia, you just said your story, your piece
Yes.
on how you
Mhm.
saw this. I think Jay and I, we watched this on screeners at home.
I watched it at home.
yeah.
Did not see it in a theater.
No, did not get to see it in
Okay.
theater. Did
This
not
was-
screen it
This
here.
was probably just a second watch, I think.
Yeah, this was my second watch since
I
then.
think just a
Only my
watch.
second watch
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Thoughts on the film?
So another, I think, important thing is that I went to Catholic school from preschool through high school. So I was in that environment quite a bit. My family isn't, very religious, so I didn't grow up with it, at home as much, I would say, but in school, definitely. Like the part at the beginning of this movie when we see little Benedetta and she has her flower crown, like I was the May Queen in our school's ceremony. Like when
You of course
I was in
grew up in
kindergarten.
Pescia.
I grew up in Pescia. That's where my family, I'm Italian. Yeah. So
Which
but
of
like,
course they all speak Italian in this film.
that is another thing. I'm just like, why? Why are they speaking French in this very Italian setting?
No, it
It's
is
very clear.
the first time I watched this film, I was like, man, they go all the way from France to Italy. That's crazy.
No, I know. It's a strange strange thing that doesn't totally make sense. But yeah, so I had like my first communion. When she's wearing that flower crown, like I did that at my school and then had to like walk up this little set of stairs and put the crown on the statue of Mary.
Same.
Growing up in that world is strange. I mean, even if it's modern, like there are just stories like that I remember I would tell friends in college and they would be like, what are you talking about? What
Yeah.
did you do at school?
Did
You
you
had to
grow up in a
dress up as
cult?
you had to
Yeah.
dress up as a saint
Yeah.
for school? Like
Is
what?
what was the name? You were the May Queen?
The May Queen. Yeah.
Is that a nominated position?
I was just chosen.
Yeah.
But
You're chosen like Anna de Armas for Tom Cruise.
Oh, for God's sake. Anyway, continue.
apparently so. But anyway, so I grew up, I think like learning a lot about Catholicism, theology, learning about the saints, stigmata, all of the
Ooh.
stuff that is discussed like in this movie. I mean, not all of it, but a lot of the religious parts of this movie, like I was really familiar with just from growing up. So it's and I love history too, and just this time period. So the subject matter itself was so already immediately interesting to me, just being familiar with it. But then adding this, I think, Verhoeven spin on it, which is to, I think, look at Catholicism as an institution, to think about, I think, how Catholics treated people at that time, and to also really do it like through this story of this woman, Benedetta, which is based on a true story. He, of course, takes a lot of liberties with it. And I think some of the interviews he's had describing the choices he made are so funny and so Verhoeven. But I like that he's using like this time period and the Catholic Church specifically to talk about power, to talk about, I think, really troubling historic institutions that honestly still have a lot of the same problems today, but to also just put this like absolutely wild lesbian nun spin on it that feels controversial, especially when you think about how uptight Catholics are when it comes to sexuality, especially around women, but also just how weird a lot of Catholic imagery is. Like, I think when you're watching this too and you see some of that, like if you're not familiar with a lot of it from art history or from theology classes growing up, or the history of the Catholic Church, you would think it's weird, but it's not that weird, which is what makes it such a cool
No,
movie, I
Jesus is
think.
hot, man.
Jesus being hot, like saints throughout time. I mean, I think that's another thing. Like if you look at examples of Baroque paintings or Renaissance paintings, or if you read stories about saints and their miracles or anything like that, quite a few believed that they were married to Jesus. And the nuns called themselves brides of Jesus.
Hmm.
But there's no sex involved in that. So I think Verhoeven, right, adding this sexual layer on top of it of, what happens when you repress desire, what happens when you allow that to come through is just really fun.
J-Dog?
That's the thing about this movie. It's really fun. This is
Mhm.
not a top tier Verhoeven film for me. It's probably not even a
Mm-mm.
second tier Verhoeven film for me. I don't like the way this film looks. I must be honest. By and large, I think this is one of his worst looking movies. Obviously, by the time that he had gotten into his later stage European era, he had started using digital. But I think Black Book and Elle, especially, I think, look great. This film, I think, has a little bit of digital. I went down the rabbit hole. I was like, who shot these? It's interesting that he used three different cinematographers for his last three films. This film was shot by someone who I think I've seen BPM. I think that's the only other film I've seen that she has shot. Um, I just don't think this film looks amazing, which I can't say of really any other
Ryan, sorry to
Verhoeven
interrupt you,
film that
Jay.
we've covered.
This DP worked on Enzo.
Oh, shit.
Oh, well, there you go.
Enzo is a movie, Jay, that we saw. It was the first film we saw at the Cannes Film Festival this year. Pretty film, actually, to be
Mhm.
honest. But it's hard
Yeah.
to fuck up shooting like the what is it
It's like Call
the
Me by Your Name light, I would
exactly.
say. That's how
But
it
it's like
looks and
it's in
feels.
France, right? And like they're
Mhm.
it's like the small French town. It's really hard to screw up that, but there's just some unintentionally very funny moments that, and honestly,
Mm.
invoke some of the just like wild Verhoeven kind of humor that's found
Yeah.
in there. It's not nearly as thematically interesting.
No.
It's very surface level, but it's because it's like a first time feature. But yeah, that's There's one moment when somebody falls in particular that is so funny, but it doesn't need to be.
Is it perhaps Here-esque? When that guy has a heart attack?
No, no, it's just
not quite.
it's not as awful as that. It's just
random.
it's too
unintentional.
They could have used another take, honestly. And it's also the actor themselves just like face planting, and it's like it just seems so awkward to happen in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue, Jay.
Sounds good.
Sorry.
Yeah, but the cinematographer of Elle is Stéphane Fontaine. He did like Conclave, Jackie,
Conclave,
Ammonite, A Prophet, and then Rust and Bone, Elle. Like it's like really classy kind of movies. And then the guy who did Black Book, which I know we've already done our Black Book episode, but the guy who shot Black Book shot stuff like Independence Day. I mean, he was like a Hollywood guy. He shot Independence Day, Princess Diaries. He shot.
Oh my God.
Made in Manhattan, Stargate, some underworld movies. But you know, I think that movie looks really good. But Elle, I think specifically is a really, really good looking film. This film, I don't think matches that nearly. I also think it's sort of thematically. Verhoeven has always been a guy who likes to push buttons, but I feel like sometimes in Benedetta he's pushing buttons just to push buttons, which I don't think was the case with any of his Hollywood films. I would say maybe with the exception of some parts of Hollow Man. The film overall, it does have a class to it that gives it that satirical energy because it is so classy on its face, but obviously so abrasive in practice. It has what I nominated for back in our old days at In Session Film. I nominated Inanimate Object of the Year. I actually gave the award to the Virgin Mary statue in Benedetta, which was a huge deal. And Verhoeven still has that award on his mantle to this day. But it's a film that I do find wholly entertaining. And I, as always, appreciate Verhoeven's just sheer bravado. The willingness to go there. He was 83 when this movie came out. He's an absolute maniac. I actually liked it probably slightly less on my second watch, while still fully appreciating all of the performances. I think are pretty fantastic. But I wish it felt a little more ambitious in its messaging. I feel like it's fairly pointed and at the end of the day kind of obtuse to a certain degree, while still being a film I really, really like. I just don't love.
Well, I wonder if part of that too is like I was saying, how I feel like, because I don't necessarily know if he's pushing buttons to push buttons. I think sometimes he is, but maybe I just enjoy that. But it does feel, again, like I wanted him to go a little bit further in less obvious ways. I think that's how I feel when I watch it.
It's a little obvious.
Yeah, it's a little like I think you feel a lot of the themes are really broad. Like things are told in broad strokes, I think, but certain scenes I find just very funny and that I think work really well, specifically anything with Jesus. I think all of Benedetta's visions.
The visions of Jesus are insane.
They're insane. But the look of it quickly, I noticed that this time too, with the costumes also and the cinematography, just the general look of it. It feels almost like a Fabio style romance novel or like a soap opera. It has that kind of look. But
then you could kind of argue, like, is that the point? That's the thing about Verhoeven.
I kind of think it's the point.
That's the thing about it's the thing about Elizabeth Berkley and Showgirls. You're like, her performance is terrible. Yeah, exactly.
I think that's kind of the point.
I think that that's his way of playing with.
I don't think that serves this particular movie.
Okay. That's fair. I think that it's an interesting.
I kind of like it.
Addition to it, and I think that it kind of adds a little artificialness.
I'm gonna sound negative on this episode. I really like this movie.
I think it adds a little bit of artificialness to the pomp and circumstance that is the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
And I think that that's why.
Well, that's what I think about when I think about the farting fire jester at the beginning of the movie. That's the stuff that I'm like, oh hell yeah, brother.
Yeah. Or I mean, yes, I think you're right. I mean, like, second watch of this, just an absolutely entertaining film, like through and through. I had an absolute blast with it. I still think I agree with you, Jay. It's not a top tier Verhoeven, but I still am just enthralled by how entertaining he can make a movie like this at his older age. I do think that this still is I mean, like most films about faith, I think, like what Sophia was talking about earlier, I think this is him poking at he loves to poke at institutions and always have. And I think that this is the ultimate institution, which is the Catholic Church. I watched this with my wife, and she had never seen it nor knew what this movie was about. And she had a good time with it. She was just like, wow, all this just to be a lesbian in the church. But it was just really funny. I was watching it, and I mean, I think he's drawing immense parallels to hypocrisy and modern hypocrisy still within the LGBTQ community, and obviously the church and their stances. I think there's also the power dynamics of, about class and how these women are picked and put in here based off of their dowries and how much they're willing to give to institutions like this to keep them safe.
The church.
The politics of the church. I mean, that
money has always mattered, right?
It always has.
The
like
offering envelopes and
let's hear
more.
about like, oh, they've got more money than the Vatican. Well, how did the Vatican get that damn money in the first place? And I thought from the opening.
Do you guys know how the Vatican became an independent country?
Oh, okay. We're just gonna do that. Okay, sure. Go right on ahead.
This is something that I learned
thoughts.
when I was I visited Italy.
Oh, okay.
Do you know why the Vatican is an independent nation?
No, Jay. Enlighten us.
So in the 1930s, I think the early 1930s, essentially Mussolini's people approached the Vatican and they said, if you support Mussolini, we will grant your independence from Italy and you can kind of run yourselves on your own. And they said, great. That sounds spectacular. We would love to support Mussolini. And they're still an independent nation to this day.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, buddy.
I think I feel like I learned that when I went to the Vatican when I was in high school, but I'm
not sure they would advertise that at the Vatican.
No, I think from a tour guide though. I had
an agnostic tour guide.
Yeah.
Did you guys have the same tour guide
when I was in Rome?
I did not go to the Vatican. That was in Rome.
Okay.
That I learned that.
Right.
Yeah.
I also learned that Cheetos are not allowed in Europe. Diet Coke is not allowed in Europe.
Isn't.
Doritos are not allowed in Europe.
Yeah. But watching this, I just was enthralled by Verhoeven and just what he's able to do here. I think that there are about 10 sequences that I think are the funniest thing that we've covered so far in this series. They're ridiculous. But I just think that also the Catholic Church has always been one to scold and to criticize those that they fully don't understand, or also they're hypocritical because
the part when the priest is like a woman lusting after another woman,
that's never been heard of before.
Impossible.
And it's also like it. Yeah, I mean, Jay and you and we reviewed this many years ago in the old show, and we talked. I think I talked about it then, and we're talking about it now. It's just always very funny, and I know it's very on the point, but it's true of that. How Verhoeven is talking about like how that scene in particular, it's like that is so scandalous, and yet of the multiple things done in the past that we know through Catholic history and as well as even modern Catholic history, it's like it's he's speaking to all of that of just like the massive hypocrisy of an entire corrupt organization to ever just point their their judgment towards anybody, yet also the power dynamics within inside this nunnery. And then also at the heart of it, this very, 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 very flawed and interesting character. And whether you believe or not that
Benedetta
she's making this shit up or not.
That's the interesting thing about the film is it's sort of like this stuff seems like it's kind of happening.
Yeah, it's kind of the Rorschach test of faith in that like, do you believe that she's doing it? But also the evidence is clearly there to suggest that she's faking some of it. But then what about the Kate Blanchett in Fellowship of the Ring fucking voice change that she has, like every time.
I mean, am I to
possesses
believe
her.
that she sat in a coffin for like a full day,
This is
completely still?
this is a great question. Like she's like, but also
Yeah.
that nobody checked the pulse, and like that she was just like she learned how to control her like some of it you
But
kind of believe, and some of you're like it's coincidental, and you know, but
But then also the epilogue text says that she lived there till she was 70. In reality, she was essentially tortured for the rest of her life.
but they never got that
she
plague.
had to sit on the floor.
But she never got that plague, right? Because she was
Never
because
got
her whole
the
thing
plague.
because their whole thing was if I live, y'all aren't gonna die of the plague. And then what happened?
There were
Regardless
many
of what she did and the sins that were, you know, and like the torture and obviously everything that, you know, was thrust upon her post what we see in this film. I mean, is it coincidental then again there to say that like that, you know what I mean? It's like what is the line between like liar and prophet form in this film? And I think that that's interesting to talk about
Yeah.
in terms of just the overallness, because if it's a man, and that's the other thing I don't think that they really talk about. It's like the two other people that, you know, that have the stigmata, they're like men and it comes to them in a dream and it's all this stuff like, is there's a woman happening to it. And so like they're like, you even see Charlotte Rampling like trying to bend the rules of logic to like, instead of just firmly believing in it. And
Well, she's also like, originally, I don't believe it. Then she's kind of like, it's probably better for the church if I do believe it.
I gotta play
Yeah.
this
And then
game.
she's like, oh,
Yeah.
my daughter just killed herself because I might have believed it. And and then she's
No,
like,
not
I'm the
because
only
I don't think
I'm
it's
the only
because
one
she
that got
believes
the
it,
plague
but
because I didn't believe it.
Well, she got the
It's
plague because she trusted in the system.
yeah.
That, you know what I mean?
Nuncio.
Yeah.
The
Nuncio, who's
nuncio.
also
But
a great funny
the
character.
I think the most interesting thing you can ask about this movie is like, what does Verhoeven think about Christianity? Because I have no idea based on this film.
Oh, I think
There's certainly a
I think
cynicism.
I think there's massive cynicism. I think that
But there's also this depiction of true divinity.
no,
So
I think, but
but
isn't
is
that
it an ironic divinity?
but
Is
isn't that
I
also
guess
how we all? I
question.
mean, like, I see it as like, you know, and Sophia, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this in this interpretation, but
Sophia, correct him if he's wrong.
yeah,
Okay, I will.
is that like
You'll have the
I think of it
definitive
as the
take.
way that Scorsese depicts faith. He's very conflicted because on one hand, there's all these
Scorsese
atrocities.
is a very religious person.
He is, but
And I
there's
think
also
that's
but
very
when you
clear
want
He's a
in
sci-
his
devout
films.
Catholic, but all devout Catholics have doubts
they
because
have
they're
doubts,
human.
they
I
question
saw
it.
that movie, the Doubt movie with Meryl Streep.
God damn
I
it.
Yeah.
saw it.
But like no, there's like
I have such doubt.
the wrestling of the
Such doubts.
contradictions of what is logic and what is you're supposed to just blindly believe because of faith
Yeah.
and what the church teaches you. And I think that I mean, he's such a giant scholar in this. He wouldn't be someone that just throws this all away and you know casts aside his faith. But I do think he's one that grapples with the question that most of us have is like if you're very religious, which is how does God, Jesus, you know, do the things that he does and people follow it blindly without actually questioning if that's morally the right thing.
Yeah, I think
And
that
I
is
think that
kind of.
that's what he kind of
I
tackles
think
with
that's
a
kind
lot
of
of these.
Verhoeven's
Yeah.
angle is just like
I think he's trying to blow up the church.
I
or
would
this
love
thing.
I
No.
would love if this was true to a certain extent, but why do such bad things happen?
Well,
Sort
I
of.
also think it goes back to Verhoeven's interest in Jesus as a historical figure. Like he wanted to make a Crusades movie in the 90s with
Yeah.
With
Arnold
Arnold
Schwarzenegger,
Schwarzenegger.
Hell yeah.
which that would have been great.
That would
Ah,
be
But
fucking joining the
Jesus.
Crusades.
Jesus.
Jesus, come
These
down
Spaniards
here.
are out of control.
but I think
Get
it
in the
comes
boat
down to
now.
his interest in religious figures as humans, as historical figures, and in reading the source material. Like if you read stories about saints or, you know, really devout people who think they experience some sort of divine intervention or miracles, like the way they describe it is going to be as if it actually happened, which, you know, maybe it did, maybe it didn't, but I think he's looking at this as an account of a person who clearly also, like if you were in an isolated environment, you probably, let's say she has meant something, you know, mental health issues, possibly she's
Yeah.
bored out of her mind. Like she could start just having
It's
these
sort of an impression
dreams
of an
and
experience.
yeah. So I think that's what he's, and I don't think, I think it would defeat the purpose if he did answer it. I don't think that any good, movie about faith or religion should answer those questions because they're totally unanswerable.
It'd also
But
make
I
a
think
boring movie if he was
it'd be
just like, by
boring.
the way,
Right.
this was all
This is how it
true.
works. Yeah.
And in my
but
next film, Kirk Cameron will play a firefighter.
But I think the point of the movie that I fixated on this time is that, Charlotte Rampling, her character, at one point she says, "It may be futile and impossible, but at least I've devoted my entire life to it."
That is true.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of
That
it.
is kind of his angle in it.
Yeah.
Well, I think the movie's also summed up in the conversation that they have between Sister Felicia and Benedetta about love and what love means to the both of them. Because
Sister Felicia?
Or
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicita.
Felicita, sorry, my bad. It's been a long day, guys. But no, this is like they have this conversation where you can interpret these visions, these delusional visions of her having these wild moments of Jesus coming on a white horse and having sex with her, like literally on the cross, as a moment of her being tested by her faith and being tested by the temptation of this girl coming in there as well too. But then also seeing that as Jesus is kind of telling me that this is the right thing to do, which is be with her, and through her I can also find, essentially power and everything. And I think that that's really interesting through that as well. It's like through her temptation, through her sin, right, is no different than the sins that we see of others in the films too, about their position of power. It's all about, how their sins are then weaponized for their position.
Nobody can profit off of her sin.
Exactly. And so therefore, if you can't do that, then it's immoral. Beyond just of course, what it is. I mean, like the fact that like no one outside of two people can see through the fact that like these two are clearly having a relationship. Like that's the one thing I was noticing a lot about in this movie, which I think I found very fun and silly, was like the Verhoeven logic just crumbles inside of this thing.
It's one of those things where it's like, well, obviously they're Catholic, so they're not. I mean, a woman with them, absolutely not. I mean, that's literally impossible.
Like literally, the woman that Charlotte Rampling put in charge was like, no. I mean, like they couldn't have like had the moment at the bathroom and then the moment where she's like dumping hot water on her and all this stuff and the bandages, like, and the person that you scold with their hands, right, is then the person that takes care.
Nuts. The fact that she doesn't react to getting her hand scalded twice.
Yeah.
Well,
it's just wild.
What do they say about pain, right? And suffering. Suffering is the only way to know Christ.
Yeah.
Like the things they put up with their bodies.
That's similar to what Charlotte Rampling said in Dune.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Put your hand to the
box.
Jabbar.
Yeah. that freaking thing was the her gum jabbar. Yeah. But no.
She passed.
Yeah. But I got to tell you, there's so many silly things in this movie, and I want to talk to him about with you guys. So when she takes over as the Reverend Mother. Mm-hmm. And they're moving in. It's moving.
Reverend Mother
or whatever.
Dune thing as well.
Yeah.
Mother Superior.
Mother Superior, Reverend Mother, whatever. When she's the head nun.
The head nun.
When she takes over as the Lisan al Gaib.
When she's the nun.
Yeah. When she's back in the hood. And they're moving everything. Charlotte Rampling like literally moves that one thing. You wouldn't do like a walk around the room if you're gonna have your lesbian affair inside of this room. You wouldn't maybe like cover up or just.
They did not pay attention to that peephole. I'll tell you.
No, like it's as clear as day.
It's pretty big peephole.
This is another Verhoeven thing that I do think is very funny. It's just like, I think a woman would notice that.
Yeah.
Like
a man would just be like, I got all this power.
I mean, it was as big as.
It's big.
It's a big
huge.
Hole. Yeah.
Also, it's like, I mean, that had to be like Shawshank
it's right by the fire
level experience.
That's exactly what I was about to say. They sort of pulled a Shawshank there.
And it's like, but also too, why did Rampling know she was going to get kicked out, and so therefore she's been taking her walks around
Well,
the
her
nunnery with
daughter was the one that did it originally, right?
Hmm.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay, then what the hell is going on in there?
Also, why does a nun have a daughter? That's another
Yeah, they didn't
interesting
explain
thing
Great
that.
too.
point, Sophia.
Yeah,
That's
Great
my
exactly.
point.
unanswerable question of the
That was
movie.
such a big one.
Wow.
Man, she is such a
Bill Simmons is the guest on our next episode.
what
I'd
a
love to hear his thoughts on Benedetta.
what a jealous.
What did he just do? Brokeback Mountain? I gotta listen to that.
That was
I
such
gotta
a what a
listen.
wild choice for that. That was so wild for them to do.
Him and Wesley Morris doing Brokeback Mountain. Haven't listened to it yet.
Would have loved CR's take on Brokeback Mountain. That would have been really great. No, I just thought it was such a. It's, that character is so wild in this movie. Like, clearly,
Wait,
just-
which one?
the daughter. Like,
Yeah.
just shut the hell up. Like,
That's a
give me all
weird. It's a
right.
weird character. That is like a
Mhm.
pure plot device character.
Pure audience surrogate, I guess.
It's just a way to move the plot forward.
I guess.
Yeah.
Like, there's no
She's
need
also
for that
s-
character
Not
to
a good
be in
character.
this. No.
Yeah. What doesn't make sense about her character, I think, was just a little off. It's like she comes across as being like very devout, like
Yeah.
a rule follower, really rule oriented, but also is not really understanding of how her mother wants to play within the system. So it's kind of, she's sort of full of
That could be an interesting dynamic
contradictions.
to play with, but she's
Yeah.
not in the movie enough to play
No.
with it. Also, that
No.
actress Louise Chivelote
Mhm.
does
I
not
think
have a
it's just-
Wikipedia page.
I think it's just French, not an Italian pronunciation, but close.
I think I pulled it off pretty
it's,
well.
It's our show. That's
Yeah,
a little
okay.
that's a little rude. No, yeah. No.
I think
What did he
I was
say at the
going-
top of
I
the
was
show,
going
Sophia?
more for French than Italian there. I
I'm
will
gonna
say.
be rude. Yeah. I gotta be good on my best behavior.
I mean, look, we're talking to Sophia Ciminello,
Thank you.
Thank you.
so you got to keep it proper.
Hey, before I got on
which
this
these
show, I
people
was
do as well, keeping it very Italian.
Yeah, they
Of
were
course, living just outside of Florence.
That is the funniest thing.
The setup of this
Why-
movie is insane.
It
Well,
is
is it
so
because
French, but it's in Italy.
did he make it like French because of the fact that they were the ones who financed the film? Is that the real reason why?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
assume.
Well, it's no
And
different than like if it,
Benedetta herself.
Mhm.
well, it's like
Italian.
when I mean, like, not that this is a great comparison, but like, isn't everybody in Valkyrie German, but Tom Cruise is just
Well,
acting American?
Watch Gladiator.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, like,
It's like fine,
Yeah.
whatever. Who cares?
Denzel
yeah.
sounds like he's straight out of Brooklyn in Gladiator 2. All right, like, it's just
Well, and
Denzel Washington.
I feel like he knows. I mean, I read this in an interview with him too, and he didn't specify, I think, why he didn't cast Italians or make this, an Italian film. But he had talked about how with Elle, for instance, that was never going to star Americans. Americans would never do that movie.
No, they
Like,
wanted.
it
He
just-
wanted to do it American first.
He wanted to, but they wouldn't do it, right?
And then
Like,
I think at the
was-
end of the day, he was like, "I'm glad this was French." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, this couldn't have been American the way you wanted to do it, you Dutch pervert."
Exactly. So I think that's with Benedetta. He just stayed in that lane. He probably wouldn't have even.
Also, couldn't get American financing.
Definitely not. No.
Yeah.
But he's
I
probably
still
like,
want
okay, I
him.
made
He's trying to
one
get back in
French
Hollywood.
film.
I want him to so bad.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
He's 87.
Well, Jay, we haven't talked about this, but I guess it's kind of like the right time to do it. It's like the Esther House Basic Instinct reboot that was
Basic
announced.
Instinct reboot.
We haven't talked about
it's
it.
going to be a politically incorrect Basic Instinct.
Anti woke Basic Instinct is what I heard, which
as
was
opposed
like
to as opposed to the
so
first.
the woke. Yeah, what we talked about a couple weeks ago was totally woke. Like so, just go back and watch that movie. So if you don't remember the last time you watched Basic Instinct, like the dialogue in that movie, wild. And
there
so
are certain things I remember from it that I will not say on
Yeah,
this show.
can't
because
really
they're
get
too woke.
Oh my god.
It's so weird. The fact that like Joe Esterhaus is getting a shot in modern film is actually the more interesting thing because he's such a wild character. But then like, yeah, Verhoeven himself too, like he makes like if he made this movie in America, like one, who's the star? I think we know who the star is of this movie, but
Did you see Immaculate?
I was just gonna say, I think it's Miss Sweeney, but the fact that like
Sweeney Todd.
but the fact that like yeah, I just don't know. He makes so anti-Hollywood films that are
Now
made
he does.
nowadays. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he's gone back to Europe. He made completely anti-Hollywood movies before he came
I
to
don't know how
Hollywood,
he
and
gets
now he's
away with
making
making.
completely anti-Hollywood movies now.
I don't know how he makes. Somebody at a studio would give him money to make a movie, give him Final Cut.
I just don't know how he got
like
$20
this.
million for this movie. That's the part that I'm confused by.
Well, sometimes you just
It's a
gotta
lot
cash
of
it in.
money.
It is a lot of
They
money.
were building a lot of those sets.
It grossed $4.
$4?
Yeah.
Well, they played it nowhere. I mean, here at least.
What studio had this? IFC?
I don't even think it had a U.S. distributor.
Did they have like a U.S. distributor? Nobody?
That might
Is it
have
Mubi?
been. That's probably why we never
No, it's not Mubi.
saw it in.
Well, it's on Mubi now.
In,
That's
in
probably why I thought of that.
Well,
here.
Mubi has everything. I can't wait for
I
that
know.
place to fucking crumble. It's gonna
Release.
be gone before you know it. I'm trying to look here. It doesn't say it does.
I don't think it had a maybe.
I don't think
IFC?
it had an
I
like
think
an
it played
official...
at IFC
I think it was
when it was
IFC.
here.
Yeah.
Pathé sort of had the altogether rights.
Okay.
Although they
Okay.
weren't very
IFC
interested
Films.
in distributing it in America.
Okay.
Just
IFC
looking.
Films had North American
Oh,
rights.
Mubi and IFC.
Okay. Mubi. Just a bad name for a.
So Mubi was
Company.
involved. Okay.
It
Yeah,
was
Mubi
released
had-
on demand, simultaneous with theaters in the U.S.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
December 3rd, 2021. You know
Sophia-
what was going on then?
What? What's going on?
I think that was COVID, right?
No,
I honestly get
this-
my COVID.
COVID was 2020. You
Well,
silly pants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's funny about this is
2021. We were already
accidentally-
seeing Spider-Man: No Way Home, your favorite Marvel
Yeah.
movie.
No, but that was like
Oh my
kind of the
gosh.
first one.
Yeah, but that was
Yeah.
in like December.
When was
But
Tenet?
isn't it kind
Tenet
of
was
funny,
in
though?
May
2020.
2020.
That was in 2020.
That was crazy that movie made that much money.
Dune came October 2021.
Yeah, but that
like-
was released day and date as well.
Oh, that's right. It was. Yeah.
Digital.
Isn't it funny that Paul Verhoeven accidentally made a COVID movie? Like he made a
True.
plague movie.
Yeah,
right?
he
did.
I remember that being
Don't
like,
let him
when I
in!
watched this then.
Interesting.
That just feeling really, it's like, because we were taking, I mean, at Kin, like you had to take a COVID test
To get
every
in.
other day to get into screenings.
And really, what is it
Yeah.
about more than anything else? What if you were stuck with your female roommate with nothing else?
You're
to
just
do?
bored. Well, then you
You're
just
bored.
you get your Mother Mary statue and
Toilet paper shortage.
you just
That
get
was
your
a
Mother
thing during
Mary
COVID.
statue and you
That's
get a
true.
knife and you carve out that
There's a
dildo and you
very
have some fun.
graphic bathroom scene early on in this film.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, when they go to the toilet?
Yeah, they go
When they're
potty
grabbing
together.
the straw, which just looks so uncomfortable.
Well, Sophia hasn't
Oh.
seen Black Book yet, so I'll save her.
No.
Okay.
Save-
and that
yeah,
one.
save
Oh,
that.
okay. That
Save
one's different.
that.
I thought you were talking about this
Oh,
one.
no, I was talking about this one as well, but
Yeah.
The
Black
sound.
Book takes it.
Yeah, the sound of them grabbing the
The
straw
sound.
and
I mean,
Just
just like the
a
absolute
wiping
like,
technique.
kindergarten
Yeah.
sounds.
it
like
is
the
very much
fart
yeah,
noises.
that's
Yeah.
that's a real
Sandler wishes he could have a fart noise like that. In the movie,
that's a real Dumb and Dumber type
It really
type
is.
scene.
Jay, you want to talk about the scene?
What is the scene?
I mean, Sophia. knows
Is this
that.
movie hot? Let's ask
That's-
that.
Well, let's ask it because I think it ties into the scene, which is
This movie is hot.
the thing that would get this movie nominated for me for production design, which is the wooden
I mentioned it was the inanimate
Mother
object
Mary.
of the year for me.
yeah inanimate object of the year.
I
Yeah.
think this movie is hot, and I don't think that most Verhoeven movies are hot. I think this movie is hot.
I don't think it's hot.
I think.
That's me.
I mean,
No.
Break the
Virgin
tie.
We
if
just
you're
need to
Break the
compare
tie.
internet
I would say,
histories, I
I would
guess.
say, I would say hot. I would say hot because I think she really
No,
is
I think that
truly-
for no, she's in. I mean, she's very important. I think.
Have you guys
Virginia.
looked at her filmography?
Yeah, it's,
she's
You know
been in 2 Verhoeven movies and a bunch of garbage.
well, she worked with.
Yeah, but
And then she was
Also-
a news person, right?
A lot of her work in the early 2000s into the 2010s pre Benedetta, she was dubbing kids movies, like American kids movies in French. Garfield, Puss in
Oh.
Boots,
Oh well, that ties into this.
Okay,
You
there
know,
you go.
Hotel Transylvania. That was her. She's in all those. But yeah, no, she's also, I would recommend Other People's Children. She's really, really good in that. And she's in another movie called, I think it's Paris Memories. I can't remember the French title. But I think I saw both of those at Lincoln Center, and she was there for
Revoir
Q&As.
Paris.
That's right. Yeah.
She's in
I knew
Sybil.
that off the top of my head.
Have you guys seen Sybil?
She's in.
Haven't
She's
seen
in
Sybil.
V Privé, which I saw at Cannes this year.
That was the
Jodie
Justin
Foster.
Sybil's a Justin Triet film, correct?
Yeah. That's the one I think she did.
Haven't seen it.
Before she did Anatomy.
Adele X Arcopoulos.
Yeah.
Mellow.
Well,
Yeah.
her and Adele have very things in common because of their premieres of lesbian dramas in competition at the Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah.
What do y'all think of Blue is the Warmest Color?
Well, I know what Steven Spielberg thinks.
I think it's terrible.
I'm not
I think it's a bad movie.
You think it's a really bad movie?
Yeah.
Do you think is it okay? Now let me ask.
I think it's boring, and then I think it's exploitative.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was going to ask. Do you think it's because it's exploitative, or do you think it's just because it's just not a well-paced film? I remember when it came out, I thought it was a little overhyped. I thought it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't particularly think. I mean, like obviously, I know what
it comes in. What happens? 3 hours.
I know that I know all the stuff about everything behind the scenes and everything about that, and you know, the film sadly gets a little dinged maybe for that. But in terms of the film itself, like I think it's a pretty standard coming of age. Like if it's not like really like one in particular that I'm like running back to in terms of coming of age, queer coming of age films even. Yeah.
Do you guys know Léa Seydoux' connection to this movie?
Oh man, I don't care what
she
it
probably
is.
loved it.
You ready?
Yeah.
Her grandfather produced it.
Wow.
Jerome Seydoux.
I love her.
Jerome.
She's a very important.
She could have been Benedetta. I think she could have been Benedetta.
Nepo baby.
That would have been a really good movie too.
Oh my God. Yeah. The Seydoux family has their own Wikipedia page.
Do you want to know what else? I was going to save this for the end, Jay, but do you want to know what else Jerome Seydoux produced this very year?
Oh, wow.
2021?
Mm-hmm.
Did he produce
Coda? I have no idea. I would love
a little film that could called Coda.
Oh, yeah. That's such a perfect film because
Coda and Benedetta.
It's one that is in its own way sort of detached from the English language. I mean, that's brilliant.
Wait, did he win the Oscar then?
I think he won an Oscar.
Holy fucking
Oh my
shit.
God, that's so funny.
That's so crazy. No, Jay, I wanted to get your thoughts on your favorite and inanimate object of 2021.
Well, it was
we're back to this, yes.
And the logistics of the fact that I'm sorry, when I was watching this was what took me out of it being hot. That's gotta hurt. Like, I'm sorry. Like she could sharpen it with that knife all she wants.
No, it's really there's
really
got to
be a splinter.
It's the first scene that's the really
in the forest there. You know what I mean? Like it's rough.
Yeah.
It was the one scene the wife ran out of the room. She just couldn't. She was
well.
Like,
the question
no.
is, do they have sandpaper? I guess is the real question.
Yeah, I don't
Do the
think
Italians
it's
and or
really
French have sandpaper?
Sanded down at all.
When was sandpaper invented?
Oh, that was like 1837, I believe.
Thank you, Jay, for that.
It was like right before the Civil
Did you
War.
learn that in Rome as well on your tour?
Yeah, that was in...
Okay.
Sandpaper? Oh, first recorded instance of sandpaper is in the 13th century.
Holy shit. They might have. Well, they were polishing that rock, you know?
Well, I don't think they had sandpaper there, though, in Pescia. Maybe they did.
I got to tell you, though.
That was my concern.
Yeah.
Watching this.
Yeah,
I also don't think this particular scene is hot, or I would describe this scene as hot.
No. The initial scene I think is.
The first scene is incredibly.
I think
so. I think then the power where she is, you know, having a good time with herself while she watches is quite sad, honestly, because it's right before, you know, everything. Because you're just watching, you're just like, this is a power hungry person then at this point, and it feels very exploitative, which is no different than it's a much lesser extent version of what comes later, which is an actual torture scene. Like this is an emotionally, internally torturous of someone that deeply loving one another and using them, their sexuality as sort of weaponizing it for their own pleasure. That scene I thought was kind of really sad this go around.
Yeah. It's where she seems like actually scary to me too.
Yeah,
and
she's terrifying.
I love watching this character. I think she's just fascinating, but it's so interesting, I think, how she starts to create or use, I don't know, like Catholic teaching or just things that she believes in and spins them to fit her narrative. Because early on, it's the whole thing is like when she arrives, your worst enemy is your body. Best not to feel at home in it, right? When she tries on that like the itchy rag dress that she ends up wearing. But then later on, she's like, what does she say? She says something about shame. Like you can't, yeah, shame does not exist under the protection of God's love.
Yeah.
So she's starting to like use, which is also what people do today, what very, conservative Christians and Catholics do today is they
twisting the words.
They twist those words to fit whatever they want whatever their agenda is, however they want to bend it to fit what they're doing, even if it's wrong.
Yeah.
It starts out as suffering is the only way to understand God, and then it turns into shame is impossible under the guidance of God.
And then over time,
my nominees for Inanimate Object of the Year
for 2021
this was an In-Session Film. Ryan continues to call it The Old Show. I'll just shout him out. In-Session Film. Come on.
Jay called it The Old Show first before anyone else did. So start.
Don't know about that. Don't go check that on the tape. The winner and first nominee was the Virgin Mary statue from Benedetta. The second nominee was Rope from The Power of the Dog. And the final nominee was Waterbeds from Licorice Pizza. So I think 3 solid nominees there.
Yeah.
But the Virgin Mary statue, I think, had to win.
Yeah. They all kind of go together in a weird way. It's like a deranged version of Clue.
That's actually probably, that probably actually says something about me in a weird way. That's a good point, Sophia.
Ain't that the right that.
Mr. Old Colonel
that was a real mask off category for me.
It seems so.
Did you guys have a favorite board game growing up, by the way?
I mean, I loved Clue. I always had to be Miss Scarlet whenever we would play.
Oh. Was that like to fill the lifelong dream of being a redhead?
No, she's a brunette in
Is
the
she?
game.
Well, I mean, I haven't played them since like I was 5.
What else did we like? I mean,
I liked Risk a lot.
I like Risk.
I like Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry was fun.
Yeah, Sorry.
I used to always fight during Sorry.
You know what? Dick. I liked Risk a lot. I liked
you know what I liked? Life. I always liked Life.
I liked Life.
Deep Hasbro thoughts.
Yeah.
What movie is that from?
That's from Benedetta.
Gone Girl.
Gone Girl.
Because anyway, Carrie Coon, the great Carrie Coon.
What do y'all think about the Cliff Booth movie?
Bye. I don't care.
I'm worried about it, man.
Bye. You got to stop doing this to yourself.
The wig is concerning.
I'm not worried
but
about
it's David Fincher.
I'm not
David Fincher's. I mean, the wig. I'm not.
David Fincher with a Tarantino script. I'm not worried about it. You know, the last time
that does sound like a magical thing.
Yeah, it's what we really want for Fincher, and we want him working with master writers.
How long has Fincher been stuck in Netflix land? Like a decade.
Since Gone Girl. So when was
has it been everything since Gone Girl?
Yeah,
that sucks.
I mean, his movies have been great.
I want more Mindhunter.
I like all of them.
I can't.
And I love Mindhunter as well.
I can't get into Mindhunter.
Oh, I loved it.
Mindhunter is good.
I thought it was really good.
I couldn't get into it.
Wow.
You want to know my thing?
Sounds like those are the words of a guy who loves Sorry.
Just take
a fool.
Oh, I love Monopoly too. I'm just a simple guy.
I like Monopoly too.
Monopoly's fun.
Monopoly's classic. No, I just
about Settlers.
I just couldn't. I like playing that with like friends. Megan and I like playing that.
I flipped a table playing Settlers.
I bet you did.
Really?
I bet you did.
I flipped a table. Yeah.
Jay, you want to play that together?
Categories.
And then after that, everybody was like, "You're my best friend and such a cool guy."
I got kicked out of a board game, or not kicked out of board game night, but not invited back one time because I was.
What did you do?
So mean to someone's boyfriend.
Oh, Jesus.
Playing Taboo.
Can I tell you something?
What was wrong about him? Or were you just being uber competitive?
It was a mix of both.
Were you negging him? Were you playing the game?
I was uber competitive, and he would do the following. He would get a card and he would just look at it and think of what to say.
Oh, sounds like
and
a
waste time.
Sounds like a real dick.
Nothing. Like just no words would come.
Yeah.
So I was like,
you did
okay,
the right,
come on.
You did
Like,
the right thing. You did the right thing.
and
Sophia thought he was
together
cute and he
anymore
was negging
anyway.
him.
So
in college, we used to
No.
do game nights with some friends.
Yeah.
And this one girl that used to be friends with Megan and her other friend, she and I had never got along because she was not a good person. And she was playing a board game one night, and she won the first round. And instead of like pointing out to everybody else like that, I beat them, she pointed specifically at me and said, I beat you. So I subsequently won the next 3 rounds. And I think I made her cry probably that night. Cause like if you cross me, I'll make you cry in like a mean way. Sophia knows. And
who else has crossed you? Who's crossed you in the movie sphere that we exist in, right?
Can't say it on the show. Otherwise, if I did, then I would get sued. I can't do it.
We're going full mask.
I like to keep my job here at AwardsWatch.
Ryan,
all right?
Virgin Mary, waterbed, rope. Now it's your turn.
No, not gonna do it. You're not gonna get me into this. But yeah, she's no longer. She got mad. She never liked me, and I found out the reason why she didn't like me.
We were talking about Benedetta again.
No, Benedetta never liked me. I found out why, and I want you guys both to agree that would never be me. Sophia knows. Jay doesn't because he's never been to a movie with me. She got mad at me because she said that I talked during movies. And Sophia knows I never talk during movies. Ever. Especially if it's at an Alamo Draft House.
That's like the reason she didn't like you?
She's like, he talked during a movie. And I'm like, and I told my wife, I said,
that's a weird reason
you
to
can't
draw that
talk
hard line.
in a movie at the Alamo Draft House, otherwise you get kicked out. So she's one of my enemies in this world. So
meanwhile, Alamo Draft House has people with flashlights running up and down the aisle.
Well, she's doing good working at Starbucks.
The worst is when, you know how they have the little flashlights underneath the table so you can look at the menu?
God.
When people still use their phone flashlights.
It's just
absolute jabronis.
I
haven't been to Draft House in a while though.
I've been to one Draft House in my life.
I think I'm with.
And here's my story about going to a Draft House. You know what I saw? Asteroid City. I was on a work trip, I believe, in Dallas.
Oh, okay.
I was in Dallas, and when I bought my ticket, I was in a row all by myself.
Oh, okay.
And it ended up being a relatively full theater. And then shortly before the movie started, all of a sudden I was just surrounded on either side. And then at some point,
people show up really late at draft houses all the time.
At some point, I started talking to the people next to me, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're doing a production of Guys and Dolls." And I was like, "Who?" And they're like, "Everyone to the right of you and everyone to the left of you."
So you're the asshole in the middle at this point.
And I was like, "I'm here on a corporate finance business trip, man."
Did you enjoy?
No, it wasn't in Dallas. It was in Virginia.
Did you enjoy? It was
in Charlottesville.
Did you enjoy your experience though?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good experience. Great film.
It's a really good.
And I ended up talking to these people. I was like, yeah, I work for this
he got a bit part in the background.
Very uninteresting company, and I would love to be a background performer in your next production.
And they offered him to play the town tree and
they gave me the role of the nuncio in their next production of Benedetta.
Oh my God.
Oh. Well, yeah, I think I don't know if we talked enough about the Virgin Mary.
No.
A lot of interpretations of her in general in the movie, which I think are interesting.
Can we talk about one of the funniest scenes in the movie when the statue falls on?
I would like to let Sophia finish her thought first. But
okay, because you can cut me off all night. But
that's allowed. The two hosts can cut each other off, but we have
she's third chair. She understands what this whole thing's about.
That's a fair point.
Well, do you guys know like the reason why Verhoeven brought in this wooden Virgin Mary in the first place?
No, please tell me.
So he claims that it
Wait,
is.
are you talking about the big one, or are you talking about the
No,
one
no,
they
I'm
use
talking
for
about
the?
we'll call it the miniature.
Yeah.
The miniature.
Well, there's the big statue that falls on her, and like
mhm.
baby Benedetta, does a
Yeah.
little bit of breastfeeding in there. You know what I mean?
She does. And that version of the statue, before I get to Verhoeven and the other, so that version of the statue, like I don't think you would ever see that in an American church, but
No.
that imagery you would see in Europe.
Okay.
So
But
it's
it
not
is
like totally.
There's a lot
But it
of
is weird.
breastfeeding innuendo in
Yeah.
this movie.
Lots of the nuncio part in particular
Yeah,
is
that's
just
crazy.
like, do we
Yeah.
need this? This is a button push moment from
Verhoeven likes to push a button. But that's kind of the
Sure
thing about this
does.
movie is it's sort of button pushing in service of occasionally not that
Mhm.
much, which is why
Yeah.
this isn't top tier
Yeah.
Verhoeven.
Anyway, the miniature, which Verhoeven refers to as the instrument.
There you go.
That's good.
That's good. That's what Christopher
that's
Nolan would
good.
call this damn thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the instrument, right.
instrument.
So he said specifically that he wanted drama in this movie around being burned at the stake. He wanted this like revolutionary scene near the end where she's going to be burned at the stake.
Mhm.
But if you look at church documents and materials from the time, a woman having sex with another woman wasn't reason enough for the burning. But Verhoeven realized that if she had an instrument, she could be burned at the stake. So he added that in. This is what he says. He wanted to just, raise the stakes a little bit.
Really add to the realism of the film.
That's his story.
Honestly, that's
I don't know if I
kind
believe that entirely, but that's
I
what
don't
he
know.
says.
That's kind of genius. Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
He's
you're
doing
saying
this
that.
funny little
I'm
thing.
not sure that I find that to be genius.
Well, I mean, like if you're gonna it would make sense that the sex, that's not the thing. The smallest thing would be the biggest deal to then push it over the edge, right?
Yeah.
Not a confession, not an admission of sin either, not lying, not blasphemy, just taking this sacred object and destroying it for unholy purposes.
Yeah.
That I think is actually kind of interesting.
Yeah.
That is what tips it over to get to that climactic, over the top, wild CGI fire that she totally. That's the
And
other
then
thing too.
Rampling walks in.
She's
Crazy.
by the way too, the time it takes her to get unraveled from the ropes. Is that I don't know if that's intentional or not, or if that's just plain silly, but she would literally be burned at the stake at that point. So is that another divine thing?
As a rope enthusiast myself.
Well, yes. I mean, you nominated.
You know what's crazy? And this is just I don't know. Virginie Efira was 44 when this movie came out.
Wow.
That's crazy.
How is she in the Jodie Foster movie, Sophia?
She's barely in it, unfortunately.
Kind of like Elle, where she's barely in there.
She has a big line in Elle though at the end.
Yeah, she's got the foreshadowing to this movie in Elle, like we talked about.
She so it's a murder mystery. V Privé, the Jodie Foster movie.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it.
She's the one who's murdered.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like some flashbacks of her. Jodie Foster is her therapist. So I wish there were more scenes of them together.
Jodie doing all French.
Yeah.
She directed it or is in it?
No, she's just starring in it.
But it's an entirely French language.
I'll see it at TIFF.
Yeah.
Sophia, you want to watch it again with me?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
If we got nothing else.
But yeah, 44, that surprised me too. I would have guessed mid-30s. I think she looks
incredible.
Younger. She looks
incredible.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks incredible.
We're being
especially
respectful.
with her.
We're being respectful.
Her and Jesus.
Sophia, chill
My
out.
God. Can I talk about how Jesus rides in on that horse?
Absolute hottie.
And fucking kills those guys, and it makes me laugh every time.
Just the snakes are my favorite.
The snakes.
That's the best part.
It looks
the
like
snake part is
like a
hilarious.
lightsaber almost. It's like the way he just comes in on a white horse. Yeah. But then the terrifying thing of her in the night.
But then in that, it's not a profound joke or anything. That's the stuff
No,
where I'm like,
but it's
this
so
is
silly.
funny, but
Yeah.
I saw this in like Family Guy when they did the Passion of the Christ 2 trailer, you
Okay.
know?
Well, I sure.
No.
But also too, I think that there's also, I don't know, I kind of found it to be funny because people over exaggerate about like having like I'm running for president of the United States and Jesus fucking Christ literally like told me in my sleep that I should be president, and it's every candidate.
You know what was
So
actually maybe the funniest thing Donald Trump has ever said
what?
is when he
When they
had a
asked him what,
Bible with him and he said his favorite book was the Bible.
and then they asked him what was like his favorite part. Oh, I love all parts.
I
It's
love
hard to
all of it.
choose. It's hard
All
to
of it is
choose.
incredible. It's so hard to choose my favorite
Which is
verse.
funny because every other candidate had to like quote the scripture and like literally like actually go out there and
And then
explain
meanwhile,
to the
was like,
world.
he likes all of
Mhm.
it. Woo!
Woo, 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 woo. 'Cause people are so
Benedetta, at
stupid.
least she knows her stuff.
That's true.
Um,
But no,
the
I think that
yeah.
that's the sort of hypocrisy around that
Hmm.
those and why those scenes are so funny and blasphemous because it's honestly how I imagine like someone like Michelle Bachmann being able to go out there and like tell the world Jesus told me I should be president. It's like no, they didn't. You delusional freak. Like no one's ever asked you to be president ever. You Rick
Hmm.
Santorum. No one's ever asked that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just about like the delusions you put in your head. Like her that moment when she's walking and they're like in the middle of singing in the choir and then it like stops and she's back in reality and it's like, oh, okay, let me just go back here and
What's
they
your
all start
favorite
singing again. It's so funny to me.
what's your
It's so
favorite
funny.
hymn?
My favorite hymn.
Well, in
Hmm
this movie, it's Lambert Wilson. I think he's really good in the film.
Oh my
My
God.
favorite
Um,
hymn is Our God is an awesome God, he
That was
reigns,
a
which
hit.
is it's a classical hymn.
what a bop!
It's an
I would
absolute
say Here I Am, Lord is a classic.
Mm.
On Eagle's Wings, a classic. These
On
are like
Eagles,
funeral songs.
yeah,
Does
the
every
saddest
Creed song
ones.
count as a hymn?
Yeah, because they'll probably play him at the
We did have a
funeral.
Creed discussion with, I believe it was Cody, and I was like, there are some decent Creed songs.
When did we talk about on the Fellowship episode?
Yeah, it's a
Remember
good
that.
podcast,
Sometimes
Ryan.
I don't remember the bits we go on.
I mean, how could
It's
you?
hard. It's hard to remember all the bits.
I
Um,
I think the Jesus imagery is funny to me because it leans into, like we were talking about earlier, this like romanticism. It, doesn't feel like something from reality. It's a dream, and she's looking at him as her husband or as her savior, right? Someone who is there to protect her. And I think it's so funny how he's just like out in the field coming in from the distance or fighting off these snakes, and the one when he's on the cross and she goes up to him
Hmm
on the cross. That's another one where it's, again, I think it's Verhoeven pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. But how he looks, it's like, of course he's a hot Jesus. Was he going to be anything else than that?
Reminds me
No.
of y'all ever see Hamlet 2, the Steve
mm,
Coogan movie,
no.
Mm-mm. I
where they
haven't
make
seen
it's I think it's a very funny movie, and he does a production of called Hamlet 2. He plays Jesus in Hamlet 2. And there's a song called Rock Me Sexy Jesus.
it.
And it's very funny.
And this is sexy Jesus.
Hmm
Yeah.
This is a sexy Jesus, but that is to me, and far be it from me to accuse Paul Verhoeven of being not subtle enough. That's kind of his
Hmm.
thing.
Yeah.
But in this instance, I just feel like it's sort of easy.
Yeah.
It's a little easy.
Jay, can I ask you a question? Just circling back to
Yeah, that's fine.
your ridiculous thought about Creed.
Sure.
So I had this conversation recently about songs that define our generation.
Define our generation.
Yeah, like what's
Okay.
the song or the hit? I think I've asked you this already. I want to get Sophia's opinion on this too. On
Okay.
this. But then also, would you
The
consider,
song that defines our generation?
yeah, like millennials? Like what is song? What's the music or the
That's
song?
very broad.
Yeah, because I think like ours. I know we say this all the time, but I think our generation might be like the last great
Because
generation of music
well,
because of diversity that we have in
millennials span from like
the late.
Radiohead to Taylor Swift
Yeah,
to
we have a great body of work. I
How do
will
y'all feel?
say.
I'm going to ask y'all this because it's been all Oasis all the time. What's your relationship with Oasis?
Um. Anyway,
Actually,
here's
almost
Wonderwall
I almost texted this the other day.
to our group.
I I
Yeah,
like
Us.
Oasis, but
I
this
think
is
they're
also
good. I think
yeah,
that
I
like
they're
grew
not
up
a
with Blur.
foundational group for me at
no, they're
all.
not.
Yeah.
But it's kind of wild to like see how foundational they are, even though they're not.
Hmm.
I guess for the three of us, like people
Yeah,
I just
of
like
our
them as
generation,
people.
like, oh, you like their vibe?
The Gallaghers, yeah, they seem like
I
cool
like them
guys.
too. Yeah, I like how often they fight and how just they speak their
Yeah,
How
it's
minds.
not like all
miserable
squeaky
they
clean.
are.
Miserable. Yeah.
Jay, speaking of duos, did you have? I think it's time for you to reveal something about music of our generation in a duo.
Hmm.
Your story that you found about this
Oh
song.
God.
Oh
Oh, I
gosh.
gotta hold on. Give me a second.
We've
Give
been
me a
teasing
second.
about this for a while, and I need you to tell the listeners
Oh
the
yeah, you said you were
revelation of
waiting
music
for when
that
I was
you.
on.
Well,
I
I
was
think
waiting for
for
this.
a Benedetta, I think to have this revelation come from Jay
Okay.
that kind of rocked Sophia and my world. It definitely rocked my wife's world at finding out this information, which is very much information that we here at Director Watch want to give to the masses of people that are our fans. So, Jay, um, kindly share to us what you discovered recently from a what is the band name? Is there Evan and Jaron?
Evan and Jaron is the name
Yeah.
of the group. You might remember they had a song, I believe late 90s maybe.
Yeah.
It's called Crazy for This Girl.
And
It's
a massive one hit wonder, right, Sophia?
huge one-hit wonder, never
Hmm.
really heard of again.
No.
That song, I remember it mostly. It has like this really kind of pleasant piano intro, and then it
Yeah.
turns into this kind of like poppy
Soft rocky kind of thing.
love
Yeah.
lovesick hit.
That's a song I remember when I was on field trips and we go to like bowling alleys or like the skate ring that it would be playing like on repeat all the time. So I was like, wow, what a hit of nostalgia that you sent me, Jay. But
Mhm.
what did you discover?
All right, so the group Evan and
Jaron.
what are they called? Jaron?
Yeah.
Yeah, Evan and Jaron. Jaron went on to kind of continue to try doing music. He kind of, I think, had a country thing for a while, and it never really stuck. Um, Evan, meanwhile, I believe he started some sort of music app at a certain point and made a decent bit of money on it. He was a little ahead of his time, probably would have made more money later. It was an online music thing.
Mm.
I don't recall all of the specifics about it, but he got married, he has children, and then he decided to become a publicist.
Mm.
He has one client
Hmm.
that he acquired in, I believe, 2016. Kevin Spacey.
Jesus. So, Jay,
I
when you sent me this, I played the song for my wife, and
This is really dependent on people remembering the song.
you gotta
yeah.
go and
We'll
listen
need
to the
go look it
song.
up. Yeah.
When you listen to the song,
She looks at her and she looks at me, and I'm thinking about her constantly.
There you go.
I'm crazy for this girl.
so I played this song for the wife, and she went,
Benedetta to Bartolomea.
"Yeah." She
That's
was like,
exactly right.
she like was like, "Oh yeah, I remember this song." Like, yeah, yeah. And then I told her everything you said, and the horror that was on her face.
They lived with each other in Paris during the pandemic.
Oh, Eric and or Evan and Spacey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I was so I sent Sophia. I think I might have sent this to you as well. A photo of them recently on New Year's, where Uncle Kev is sitting there at the table for New Year's dinner with Evan's kids all around him, just like it's no big deal. And maybe
He's
just
like
think a lot about
Kevin
Lambert
Spacey-
Wilson in this movie. That's all.
Kevin
That's
Spacey
just
thanks
saying.
him at like every event now.
Yeah.
He was like at his acquittal.
Yeah, he was at.
It's
I think
It's-
he thanked him at Cannes, Sophia. He thanked him when we were at Cannes because Spacey got
That's
like.
when this came up.
Yeah, that's when this came
That's
up.
how.
and
That's
we
how
should
this
mention
came
that
up.
Spacey
Okay.
was, do not mistake it as being honored at Cannes. He like paid for his own ceremony
Yeah,
adjacent
exactly.
to Cannes.
Which is so wild for his quote unquote comeback for all the
Yeah.
direct to
That's like-
video movies he's going to be making over
It's
the
like
next 20
Adrian
years.
Brody bringing his art to Cannes.
Oh my God. Okay.
I
Well,
believe
you-
I saw a video
Our
within the
photo
last few
inside our
days.
group chat is Adrian Brody.
Adrian Brody with his absolutely pathetic art. I believe I saw Kevin Spacey was on a video with Piers Morgan recently.
Yeah, this was like 2 years
Jeffrey
ago.
Epstein.
Oh shit! What?
This was within the last like 3 to 4 days as of this recording.
As of this recording, Jesus Christ!
Because Kevin Spacey went on a flight with, I want to say, Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein to Africa.
But then he's like, "Oh, but I didn't go on that plane." You know,
he said he had no idea.
Sure, he
did.
The
circumstances.
I'm sure he did.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
this takes a turn.
That is to say, the men in this movie are absolutely
Piers
terrible.
Morgan,
and
evil guy.
Yeah, what a fucking piece of shit. Him and anybody also, right now that's like got to come out there with their far right take on what happened to Colbert too. I don't want to hear from you people. Like,
who do you think is the most evil news person? I mean, I guess it's Alex Jones, right?
Megyn Kelly.
Yeah, I would say Alex Jones.
I think
Alex
it's got to be Alex Jones.
Well, he's not. Yeah. Well, he's like, isn't like his trust now like owned by?
Like, yeah.
Like, because he's like he's been devalued so much.
He had the Sandy Hook thing.
Yeah,
which is like the most evil thing anyone.
Yeah, but they sued his ass and won, and he's and he had to like admit that he's a fraud and everything. So like, you know, and also doesn't
make him any less evil.
Honestly, I think like some of these like guys like Rogan and Theo Vaughn are pretty terrible because they actually have people that push the needle and they know absolutely fucking nothing about politics.
Yeah.
They're not aggressively evil though. They're like,
no, they're not evil. They're just they're powerful.
Alex Jones knows what he's doing.
Yes.
I think he's the answer. He'd be my answer.
Yeah, I think he's the answer.
Yeah. I don't know. I think like
he's just
I think Ben Shapiro's just as bad.
Oh,
he is.
Yeah.
I think Shapiro's bad too. I think Charlie Kirk is actually really terrible.
Charlie Kirk is bad. All right, I got to get into this.
Oh boy, here we go. We're talking about institutions and why they're bad. That's why this all connects to Benedetta.
Well, Charlie Kirk has a humiliation kink too.
Oh, he's big into that shit.
Speaking of humiliation kinks, these Jubilee videos.
Oh boy,
I think they're some of the worst things going right now.
Well, Jay, did you miss out on being on the far right one and be one of the chairs?
I think like debate culture is one of the worst things.
But I think, you know,
it is horrible.
But I think it's actually the stem of it isn't from politics. It's from sports. Because a lot of these sports shows
the gamification of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I think like the Skip
Which is part of why we're so polarized
right
now. Is it's just like there's right and there's wrong and there's no in between.
Well, and it's whatever version you think is right. Like facts don't actually get to exist in those conversations. They come up on the screen as talking points, but they're not actually spoken in the room. Like there's no stopping them to say like actually that's wrong. Like you know what I mean? Like anytime like those crazy. Like that guy that said he was a fascist and then got fired.
Yeah,
like
that was the Medi. Well, that's what they do with those videos, though, and it's like, I hate it. They're setting. I don't know. It's like one extreme versus the other ultimate extreme, and I honestly think a lot of those people are probably plants.
Oh yeah, that's why. Well, I tell you this all the time, and you think I'm a little silly when it comes to it. But I don't, when it gets to the political seasons, like for president, and they've got people sitting up there on those television shows, and like we've got 10 undecided voters tonight after the presidential debate. I'm like, they're not undecided. They fucking know.
Who was the guy? Who was the guy in the red sweater that one time? What was his name? Remember when he had the big mustache?
Oh, is it the guy during the Clinton Trump?
And then he got like canceled. Yeah.
Yeah.
For his Reddit history.
I don't remember. It was like, no, it wasn't the plumber guy. That was during the Obama thing.
Oh, Joe the plumber? That's
Joe
a
the
classic.
Plumber. It was like the, you know what I'm talking about? Like the red sweater guy. Yeah. What was his name?
Ken Bone?
Ken
Bone. That's the one.
There you go. Sophia. Feeding right into the bit. Thank you.
This is why
your third chair. All right.
He did an AMA on Reddit, and then everybody went and explored his likes on Reddit, and
he got Carlos Sophia Gascon.
Oh boy,
exactly.
Carlos Sophia Gascon as Benedetta.
What is it? As Kid Bones? Yeah, that would be actually a really
Ken Bone. Oh my
yeah,
God.
that would be a good movie.
Carla Sophia Ciminello, more like.
No,
Please don't. Please stop. We can't. We can't do this.
Manitas don't text.
We can't. No, Amelia Perez.
Uh, Jay,
What is this year's Emilia Perez going to be?
That's a once in a
You
generation
think so?
event.
yeah, there's not going to be a movie about penises and vaginas in a musical moment, Jay. Like,
What if
there's
they sang that in Benedetta?
oh man, if they like sang during the sex scene, like if it was like a net, that would have been pretty cool.
And that was good.
Verhoeven should do a musical, like a straight up musical.
Can you?
I just want him to
tell,
make
how-
another movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to mention about this movie? I know we've kind of we're dancing around it so we don't get canceled here, but then we're going down other avenues as well.
It's a good movie. I don't love it.
But I think you're
movie.
but also it's fun. It's
fun.
movie.
It is fun. I wish it was more than that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think it's
like Total Recall.
I kind of wonder
Total
if
Recall is better than this movie. Significantly better than this movie.
I think it's better than this movie too. But I also though wonder if he's a little bit, trapped in the text that he's working with. Like it's an adaptation.
Yeah, it does feel like he's trying to like honestly it kind of feels like at times he wants to go all the way, but he can't. It kind of feel like Jay, you brought up blue is the warmest color. And I kind of feel like the aftermath of all that started happening after this. Also, maybe COVID restraints when he was filming it. Who knows?
This is a pretty explicit movie, though. It's not like blue is the warmest color, but
like I feel like a lot of like there's course corrections in cinema, and I think that like a lot of like explicit movies with sex scenes have been tampered.
It is actually very sex scene discourse on the internet has just gotten absolutely out of control. We live in a sexless society. It's insane.
But that's why I think a movie like this should also be kind of celebrated, because it does try to find the balance between the power dynamics and titillation on screen, and how some of that, while to the characters it can feel empowering and
it feels unique
on,
for its,
it can also be complex for the audience.
It feels unique for its era, but also it feels like something that we used to get a lot of, to a certain extent, although this is in a more religious context.
Well, that's just
which makes it more controversial, and
him in general,
all that stuff. But
I do think that's what makes it fun, is how he is, even though like he is using that existing material and story about this real woman, Benedetta Carlini. I don't know. He's still doing some unique things, like we talked about with the instrument and that being, put in here in a different way, but I don't know. I like how he is using the odd nature of Catholicism. I think though he could have gone further. I think sometimes this movie is confused on what it wants to tackle and what he wants to do. I also think if you want to, there are better examples of people pushing the envelope with Catholic imagery in sex, and that's Madonna. Like she's the queen of this, of understanding that Catholic imagery and aesthetics.
I listened to Like a Prayer today.
Oh, you did?
I'm glad. Did you watch the video?
Great song. No, I was in the car.
You should watch the music video.
Son.
You should watch the music video.
He was in the car with the kid then.
Well, actually, I should say I didn't listen to the actual song. I listened to the Tarantino part from Reservoir Dogs about the song. That's all I listened
really?
to. No, it was
he listened to the song.
Okay.
It's a great song. I really love it because it was in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Don't even do this. But no, you should watch the video though, and watch Madonna Truth or Dare, the documentary, because I know she's been disrespected here, but she is.
I did nothing.
I know you didn't. She's the master of using
I just twisted
religious imagery for all of its beauty, specifically Catholic imagery, and just fully playing with the ideas of sex and also shocking the audience and not caring because it's part of her artistic vision. She's done that through many of her tours, but this music video I think is probably a lot of what Benedetta is trying to do, but this accomplishes it in just a few minutes.
I have never seen all of Truth or Dare, but that scene of her talking to Kevin Costner is one of the most incredible things that has ever happened.
It's amazing when she's mad at him for calling it neat.
Neat. Yeah.
Nothing better.
My show was not neat, you fool.
Yeah. But like people were so, I mean, like people didn't want her to include specific aspects of the show because they thought they were, it was blasphemy, it was too much, it was too explicit, they were going to arrest her. And she did it anyway because she's an artist. And I think that's kind of what Verhoeven is doing here a little bit, but it's not as clear. It's a little muddled and messy, but I think that's okay. I think it's still a fun movie. But I agree, not one of his top tier.
Yeah. It's a good movie. I like it a lot and would recommend it, but it is in the context of watching all of his movies consecutively, it's kind of like he's got a lot better stuff.
Yeah.
So
I had a lot of fun.
It's hard to, I think it's kind of hard to pin down what this movie is, quote unquote, about.
I mean, it's about Benedetta. It's in the title.
All right, there you go. Sorry.
So I don't know.
I stand corrected. It's about Benedetta.
Thank you.
We can talk more about what it's about, but
hang on, Sophia. This whole thing of like you thinking these movies are weird and like what is this movie is? You know what this movie is about? It's about this person. It's a Paul Verhoeven film. I don't need to know what it is about.
Not what it's about, but what it's
you need
about.
You need to know it spoon feed it to you there, buddy. Like, come on. Like,
no, but I don't know what I think it's about.
You've
seen it twice.
I have not determined my thematic relationship. I don't have a personal connection to this movie.
I mean, that's
through
fair.
Its themes,
its context. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's just about like institutional.
To me, it's just like,
hypocrisy.
It's kind of crazy that he went there.
Yeah. I think it's about institutional hypocrisy.
I mean, absolutely.
Both on the personal and then on the grander scale.
If that is all that it is about, it's kind of been there, done that, told in a unique way. That's kind of how I feel about it.
I mean, fair. I also just think it's...
Yeah. That's where I'm at. It's an incredibly entertaining watch.
I don't know. I kind of feel like no one makes movies like this, and continuing your thread of him being this great modern satirist.
I don't know.
It's like
I just watched Final Destination Bloodlines, and let me tell you.
Well, I'm just saying. I think that this being mid-tier Benedetta would be directors nowadays making satires ultimate. Like this is a movie that like Ruben Östlund should watch and be like, shit, I can't make movies anymore. And he shouldn't. You know what I mean? Because even it being on the point, it's still got enough layers around it where you can still
Triangle of Sadness.
Oh, boy, here we go.
Jay, are you a fan of melodrama? Because I think this is also a melodrama.
Hell yeah, it is. It's a little melodramatic soap opera-y.
It is a melodrama. I mean,
it's soapy.
When I think about movies sort of along this line that are melodramas almost satirically, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind for me is David Lynch, which I'm like, yeah, he's the master of sort of my version of melodrama. I think I generally am okay with melodrama without being an enthusiast.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I think that's part of it too. And I feel like for me, like if I had to just distill it down, it's like it's looking at an institution throughout history, the behavior, how it is unchanged, how relevant this story still can be, even though it's set in the 17th century, how violent and cruel an institution that parades itself as a celebration of good virtue and value, what they actually do, how important money is to that institution. I think, that's something too. So I think it's, a portrait of an institution that hasn't changed. And it's also, I think, using things that are scandalous or blasphemous to that, like sexuality, like eroticism, like, queer women in particular, and using that to, I think, reveal historical hypocrisy.
Yeah.
And what it's doing that I think is really cool is that it's showing a woman in this environment who is power hungry, who knows how to manipulate people, and it's not giving us answers for if she's actually experiencing some divine intervention or not. Right? So it's like, is God willing this to happen to her? Is she a saint because she prayed to all of these saints growing up, or to Mary, or is she just completely full of it? And does it really matter?
That's good.
Like
I mean,
most men
definitely
are.
putting a female at the center of those ideas, which I don't necessarily think are the most original, like, oh my God, what, like,
right. I don't think it really is that original.
But I don't.
Either.
It doesn't have to be original. It can also just be like,
it's just told. It's told in an interesting way, and that's the most valuable part about it. I just think they kiss too much.
Well, I also just think too, the thing that ultimately I find to be super compelling by the third act is the idea of Lambert Wilson's character, this guy coming in, and he's, in all intents and purposes, with everything that she's going through, everything that she's threatened, the hierarchy and the status quo of how things are usually run during an organization like that. While he's uncovering all these things that he finds scandalous, like the object, where he's or the torture scene in the chamber, which is completely horrifying, or even the confession, or the giant, like, kind of court scene, which is completely against her whatsoever. Like, he is brought there to restore quote unquote order where men are in charge. And yet he is fundamentally the one that's actually more dangerous, because he's carrying the damn plague with him into that environment where you can say a lot about her and how crazy she might be and whatever, but she is protecting a city from, and not just the people inside the nunnery, she's protecting everybody outside. And wouldn't this institution that has been that has been immoral and run by men for centuries potentially be better in the hands of women who are no different of human beings and have desires and their own, but that's a personal desire and doesn't affect anyone outside of herself, rather than the infliction of pain that has been brought on by men of power in this church. And it's a different way of looking, we go back to the sort of original conversation. Like, Verhoeven's looking at institutions, Malick's looking at spirituality, Scorsese looks at,
something in between.
And I think that's fundamentally just
rank those three directors. Go.
Scorsese, Malick, Verhoeven.
Wow. Rude.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do.
Verhoeven.
But those are like three fantastic directors. You know what I mean? And so,
if you ask me, I would pull a Dave Chappelle with Dylan, and I would say Malick.
Oh, okay. Dylan. I see what you're saying there. But no, I just think that people, though, they look at faith differently, right? When you take those three men, they are looking at something that is near and dear to them, and they're asking different questions. And that's what faith does, is it allows
his
for different
point of view on Jesus is fascinating.
Yeah.
And this is sort of a way to explore that.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
And how
it's also just,
it's a good one of looking at temptation, I think, as well too.
Yeah. I think it's also just really watchable trash. Like, we
can
look at
that
the
also too. If you just,
and
it is such schlock.
Yeah, it's and that's fun too.
That's
like
also
that
that's also like, Jay, that's the thing. It's like,
and honestly, what's good about it is it's not pretending to not be that.
No, it's not. Like, it's not trying to win a fucking Oscar here. Like, I mean, it's like, it's no different than Starship Troopers. Like, that movie can be about the military industrial complex and everything that's come before and after, but then it also
it
can look like
this
big
does have
schlock.
an air of austerity to it that Starship Troopers, and honestly even Elle doesn't have. That's what I like so much about Elle. Elle is sort of unabashed trash, but the most thorny, difficult.
I don't know, but then the intention of the way that this movie looks is very much like that elevated sort of like Sunday morning.
Yeah, but then it doesn't look that good.
No. Well, I don't
like the way it looks.
I don't think it looks bad. I think that's
kind of looks like a Ren fair, which I
exactly, which I think is kind of fun. So, all right.
Have you seen quick recommendation? Have you seen The Devils from the 70s, the Ken Russell film? I would try it out.
It's a good movie.
I enjoy it quite a bit. And it's, if you're looking for something that pushes it even further with similar themes and that looks better, that would be my recommendation.
And you guys can watch Hamlet too.
And I'll watch Hamlet too. Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
Jay?
Yes, sir. But mostly watch Black Book, Sophia.
I will. I'll watch that this
Black
week.
Book.
I'll watch that.
And then you got to tell us about when they finally get to the point where they talk about the Black Book, if that title makes sense.
Oh, hold on. I've got other stuff to talk about.
Oh, okay. Go
sorry
ahead.
if I can. I've got 3 things written down here.
All right.
Sydney Sweeney jean commercial.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
We'll start there. I've got other bullet points.
Last 3 tangents. All right. Cool. All right.
All right. Sydney Sweeney jean commercial.
Really?
Sophia, I'd like to start with you.
Okay.
Okay.
We can start with me. It is absolutely sauceless. Like, she just does not have like any sort of charisma to me. My biggest issue actually I think there are a lot of issues with the commercial, but I'm going to start with the fact that the jeans do not fit her. As someone who used to work in
But isn't that like the
retail
style now?
No, it doesn't matter. Like, even if they're baggy, like they don't fit her. They don't fit her waist.
They look like mom
fit.
jeans.
They don't fit. Like, none of the jeans that she's wearing in these commercials, like, they don't fit her.
Well,
so that's problem number 1.
There was
Problem
one. There was
2.
there was one where I was like, "Is she wearing 2 jeans on top of each other?" But that
when
might
she
just
rolls
be
the
the style
waistband
of
down. That
Yeah.
one, yeah. I think that's just what they're going for there. But again, like, those don't fit her through the
Not that I
leg.
was paying that close of attention.
Yeah, I was just like,
yeah.
that's an issue. But then I think so. There's a debate going on right now about like this being related to eugenics, it being, particularly problematic. Like, I'll say what people have been saying, like Nazi inspired.
I'll be honest, I have 0 patience for that, but whatever.
Well, so what I was going to say is I just think it's poorly written, bad copy.
Yeah, it's just
because like
basic level copy.
My thing is like jeans and jeans, like that's just such a lazy comparison. It's also been done before. Like, that's the whole Brooke Shields Calvin Klein ad.
It's just a
like,
play
why
on
are we
that.
doing that again?
Yeah.
But it's also like that ad in particular was also like, yes, it was iconic, but that ad probably should not have happened, right? In the first place. So why are you doing that? But then also, this is my issue with the copy. So she says, genes are passed down from parents to offspring.
Oh God,
says, she does this like vocal fry. You can't hear.
She has permanent
syllable.
vocal fry. Yeah.
But it's worse than normal, though. I think they actually use.
I think it's intentional.
It feels tuned, like it feels exaggerated.
Because they think it's like sultry.
Yeah.
And they think it's like, oh, this is what gets people to buy jeans, is a sexy voice. And it's like, no, she sounds sleepy.
I'm not totally interested in having the like propaganda conversation on this podcast. But what I will say is that I do think it is indicative of the political climate in our country and specific values and beauty standards towards women right now. Yeah.
Just
it has gotten worse.
Well, hasn't that always been the case with any fashion advertising?
But it's gotten worse because American Eagle used to be very oriented around body positivity, and they've totally abandoned that.
Yeah,
clearly.
They might have been. I mean, I think about when we are all a similar age. I think about the year 2005.
Well, that's where we are right now. So that's the thing. We're going back to like the girls next door, like Carl's Jr. commercials. Like, that's where advertising is going back again, where it was not before. Like, if you pay attention to the ads, and this is one of them, it's like, I think it's showing a swing towards like the male gaze and a far right audience.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
I just think that it's a boring ad. I'm sure she's a very nice person.
Sauceless is the absolute definition.
I just wish Paul Verhoeven would work with her.
Does not have it. No, I do not want Paul Verhoeven to work with her.
I do, because then she could maybe
trick her into giving a bad performance.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe let's do it. I think that
kill her career.
She's
the wrong person to do that. She's too famous.
But I just think that like she doesn't make good decisions with projects. She seems like personally, it seems like most people genuinely like her and don't have anything bad to say. It's just that the way that she's branded herself, it's such a, like to you're saying, Sophie, it's such a backwards sort of way of doing it. Like, honestly, I was watching I recently, well, I don't want to like spoil my recommendation of the week. I was watching a movie recently and I was thinking about actresses of the past, and I was thinking a lot of about what Hollywood did to Pamela Anderson, what she did to herself, but also what happened because of a lot of that. And feeding into the
Big Pamela Anderson news though.
But feeding into hang on.
Not going to go down that tangent.
But feeding into the stereotypes
Liam Neeson, though,
of the time is not necessarily always the good thing, because then you become that stereotype so much that people can't see if you have anything else to add to the conversation. And I feel she's, as a person, or as an artist, if you want to call her that, she is just continuously doing the same thing over and over again. This Gene commercial is just another example of just really, really just
Sydney
boring choices. It's just boring choices.
And that's creepy too. I hate the voiceover at the end. It's weird. It's like
Sam
she's
Levinson.
a robot or I don't know. I don't like it.
It is very AI sounding.
It's a bad ad.
It's lazy.
It's a lazy ad, and it's crazy that it went through as many people as it did to get sign off.
Jay, what's your next point?
Is American Eagle, are they in good standing right now? Have they pulled in Abercrombie?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No. Next point.
AI Wizard of Oz at the Sphere.
You want me to go?
Ben Mankiewicz.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah. Ryan, you can start.
Shame on him. He knows better, or he should at least. Mm-hmm. I think also twofold. This is twofold. One, or actually it's threefold. One, the Sphere itself, I actually don't have a problem with like what they do with their concerts. I don't have a problem like they did a sort of like bigger IMAX version of the Matrix screening there too. What I have a problem with is taking what is one of the greatest films of all time and taking it and making it this disgusting CGI'd, AI'd version that it never was. And when you get an audience to think that this is what movies are, they become accustomed to this. This is, why Marvel movies look so bad is because people never said anything, and then you can just continue to keep making the same thing until people finally become wise to it. Ben Mankiewicz, he should know better. This is the lineage of his family, and fighting against the machine and fighting against the establishment is well documented. Literally him fighting against the machine of David Zaslav and trying to fight for TCM to stay alive along with many other film directors is then baffling to cower to James Dolan, one of the worst people on the planet and one of the worst owners in the NBA, and this monstrosity, and to give this a platform. And then unshockingly of all this is that it was put on CBS Sunday morning when this company is totally okay with,
the unchallenged positivity was the weird part about it.
Yeah, just how like the idea of him saying like, well, AI is terrible, but change is change. It's like that's so defeatist and a lazy argument, but then also the CBS of it all, giving it a platform, thinking that it is okay to highlight this a week after what they did to Colbert, months after the settlements, months after what they've done over at 60 Minutes, a continuously like just terrible organization that's going to be sold off and continuously doing bad things does not make me like really happy or doesn't make me like look positive at what might happen to Jon Stewart. And so I think of like Cronkite and Morrow and all the great journalists over there that have ever stepped at CBS, like having to roll over in their graves. And exactly, but it's the practices of the levels to this are absolutely insane. It shouldn't be also something that you just winsfully think, because you can use the Wizard of Oz and say that the artists of the past would be okay with doing the decision making of something like this, like saying like Fleming and the other creatives, like they would totally embrace this. That's bullshit. Because even somebody like George Lucas, who's tinkered with his own shit over the years, literally was at Comic-Con saying like AI is fucking terrible. We cannot have this. And that's George Lucas, the guy that tinkers with Star Wars any chance he can fucking get. And
hey, I went to a Roger Deakins thing and he was like, I don't know, it's kind of useful.
Yeah, and his wife wanted to slap him in the face in front of everybody there. So the point,
One
the
of
whole point of it, I
probably
think it's
the
terrible.
funniest thing I've ever seen happen at like a Q&A.
Shame on Mankiewicz. Shame on, honestly, the Spear for even doing this, and shame on CBS for broadcasting it.
Well, it's also, I think the problem there are a few problems, but one, if we think about TCM, which is, that's a huge association with Ben Mankiewicz, but I just feel like this idea around, AI is completing these films, making these films better, and this idea that AI knows better than what these filmmakers knew then completely negates TCM's mission as an organization. And that's what makes
That's
me
the tough part.
also upset
Is
about
his
it. I think that's a
involvement.
hard
Yeah.
thing. But then also, I think you can compare it to what Scorsese does to restore films. Like, you think about how much love and attention he puts into restoring underseen films and classics, really putting them in front of audiences or returning them to the way that they would have looked for audiences back then. That's a completely different thing than what's going on here. And that's the work that should be done on these old Hollywood gems, not making the grass greener in The Wizard of Oz.
God, seeing those images are just
like
it's crazy.
making something that's blurry just all of a sudden.
Jay, please tell me you're not
it's
on
better.
board with this.
No, I'm not on
Okay,
board with
thank
it.
God. I love you, buddy. I just
actually,
sometimes you like to zig
I
with
am
you.
on board with it because I hate film grain. Film grain is the worst. No, I mean the idea of smoothing out all that stuff. I mean, geez, James Cameron's been doing it. It's like, dude,
Stop.
Embrace the imperfections of the form.
Yeah.
However, I would check it out.
God damn it.
Against my better judgment, I would check it out.
No, and I would never do it. Not in a million
I have
years.
no desire to go to the Sphere.
Because once
ever.
it's successful, what's stopping them from doing it more and more throughout the country?
Slippery slope.
It's a slippery
It's
slope.
definitely a slippery slope.
Can't endorse stuff like that, buddy. Can't do it.
All right. How about this? I go see it, then I burn down the Sphere.
That's fair. Put you two in it, and you got a deal.
What was that? What was that movie? Pipeline.
How to build a pipeline?
Blow up a pipeline?
Yeah.
How to blow up a pipeline? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would do. How to blow up a sphere.
That was such a mid movie.
Yeah, the movie was whatever.
Yeah. So what's your last one?
Oh, last one. Apparently Joey Swole has been canceled.
Who is Joey Swole?
You know Joey Swole. He's the huge weightlifting guy who's like all positive about gym culture.
For the Hulk Hogan thing.
Yeah.
I saw this. Yeah.
You know the one he's like, girls need to stop feeling themselves in the gym.
I gotta look this guy up.
That's his thing.
I gotta look this guy up.
I can't say what I was gonna say.
This is the stupidest one. By far. Also, let me be clear again. The Wizard of Oz thing is stupid. Okay. I don't want people to think I'm pro AI Wizard of Oz.
I have never seen this guy before in my life.
You've never seen that guy? He's huge. Literally
and figuratively. No, I've never seen it. What did he go out there and say Hulk Hogan was my bro?
Yeah, he said Hulk Hogan was my hero.
Okay.
But then he issued a really funny statement.
He did.
Did it go pump it up? With Hulk.
I mean, he just he apologized, but it was just I don't know.
But he does everything he says, he can't help but say in the social media way that sounds sort of insincere.
But I learned about this person's existence this week. So
Joey Swole.
I can't contribute much.
I never I'll just say I mean, I can speak generally about just
unfortunately the listeners have turned the podcast.
A lot of people, I guess, talking about when Hogan passed, it's he was a shitty guy. He wasn't just a shitty guy also for what he said. He was a shitty guy when he was famous. He was a shitty guy when he was a wrestler. He's been shitty throughout his entire life. And so if people want to not celebrate a shitty dude just because he was also a famous wrestler, that's okay.
And then Joey Swole tweeted
but if you want to
I've done, this is what happens to me, I'm done.
Well, I mean, just to double down on stuff like that.
Oh, that might have, his thumbs are so big, it might have just been a mistype.
Definitely steroids, right? on that guy?
Oh my God.
Yeah, easily. All right.
Sophia, you seen Superman?
Not yet.
Mm,
No.
Wait,
I'm
no.
really behind on new releases.
Can't comment on Jay's performance in that
tell
movie,
me
huh?
about it.
I know. I can't tell you how you did.
Yeah.
Damn. We
Um,
really can't let Superman become more of a thing because then Jay's gonna just continue to
Well,
have the
then-
ego of I'm
No,
Superman.
like this is legitimately what happened when I watched that movie. I was like, this guy looks like me. I need to go on a diet and exercise more. Like that's what
Drink
I
water
thought
and
watching
walk,
that
man.
movie.
Drink water and walk.
Dude, I've been Pelotoning like a fiend.
This is crazy.
Come on,
So just
Superman, one more
because-
mile.
So Superman, like he's an influencer really for you.
He's actually my hero.
He's a
That's
good
so
dude.
profound.
He seems
Yeah.
like a good dude. He seems like a
I
nerd.
like him. Yeah, he seems like
Like
a
a
dork,
good
like
nerd kind of
yeah.
vibe, like decent dude.
He's not Cavill jacked.
No,
No.
and I think that that's kind of good because
Yeah,
then it
agreed.
makes him seem more approachable, and
Yeah, I
Doesn't-
think he's
Yeah,
quite
but-
good in the movie. I liked that movie a lot.
I liked it. Yeah,
I do want to see it, but I also want to see Naked Gun.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot
Well,
of things.
definitely want to see
I
Naked
haven't
Gun.
seen Oh Hi. I haven't seen Together.
You haven't seen Oh Hi? They sent you 16,000 emails about it.
I know they did.
Oh,
but I
did you
still
guys know
haven't
that
watched
Together
it.
is coming out?
I haven't seen a single ad for it.
Oh my God.
Not at all.
I hear it's like the greatest horror film of all time.
I resent that movie.
It's the
It hasn't
perfect
even
date
come out
night
yet.
movie.
The
Jesus
amount
Christ!
of
I've seen
emails I've gotten about Together.
so many fucking
know.
emails. You know,
So
I saw
many.
that. I saw that when I saw that movie at South by. It was a literal midnight screening, and
Uh-huh.
I was like, "This movie is not
That'd be a
worth.
no from me.
This movie is not worth it for a midnight screening out here."
Yeah,
And,
but I have to see a lot of new releases. I need to catch up. I've been watching a lot of old movies,
And
and
Housewives.
I won't spoil my not Housewives.
No.
I won't spoil my recommendation of the week,
Oh, okay. All right.
but
All
it's been
right.
taking up a lot of my watch time.
Jay.
Wow. Okay. Yes,
Jada,
sir.
thank you for all those tangents.
Yeah.
Before we get out of here, we're going to test your awards using knowledge based on the film we just reviewed, Benedetta, in a segment we like to call "It's an Honor to Get Nominated." Jay Verhoeven, very sneaky with Oscar noms throughout this
He had
entire
some.
series.
He had
Yeah.
some.
But was Benedetta nominated for any Academy Awards?
No.
Yeah, that's correct.
I also
Unfortunately,
do want to clear something up quickly that Jerome Seydoux was a producer on Coda, but he did not win a Best Picture Oscar.
no, that's just bullshit.
Why
So
is
I think
that?
he was probably connected to the original French version because it was an adaptation of a French
Oh.
movie.
Oh, well, you know what? If that's the case, that's really just, that's unfortunate.
If listeners are still here to hear my correction,
They're still here, you guys.
How could they turn it off after the Joey Swole conversation?
Jay, and
Yes.
obviously Sophia. This was the year of Coda, like we said.
Oh, give it Best Picture then.
Belfast, Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, Dune, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, Power of the Dog, and West Side Story were the other films.
That is a top heavy
heavy.
list of nominees.
There's like 5 good ones, and the rest of them we can throw away. That's not usually how it's been the last couple of
I mean,
years. but it's-
Benedetta is better than half of those movies.
okay. Benedetta, better than Coda, right?
Better than Don't Look Up.
Better than Belfast,
Better than Belfast.
not better than Drive My Car.
I don't think Belfast is terrible, but I think it's better than Belfast.
Okay, let me just go down the list. Don't Look Up, it's better than Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
Benedetta. Drive My Car,
No.
Dune Part 1.
I think Benedetta is better than Dune Part 1.
I agree.
I agree.
King Richard, now be careful. You don't say the right one here. You're going to get slapped.
Keep that movie's name out of your mouth.
Benedetta
it's
is
better than King Richard.
Yeah. Licorice Pizza?
Licorice Pizza is better.
Yes. Nightmare Alley?
It's better than Nightmare
You
Alley.
hate Nightmare Alley.
Snooze-O-Rama 5000.
You really hate that movie. Power of the Dog, easily
Power of the Dog better.
better than Benedetta. And West Side Story.
Better.
I don't know. That's kind of a push.
I love Steven Spielberg's West Side Story. I think
Sophia?
it's incredible.
It's hard. I would go
think-
West Side Story.
I think it's really close. Like
but
they're
it's
really,
closer.
it's very close.
I love Mike Feist in that movie, and I do
Mm.
think I love the direction, but it's just the Ariana DeBose.
Yeah, but
But I am
again, I
happy she
keep,
won, so we got the BAFTA
yeah, the BAFTA
moment.
song is really the thing.
Well, she's been killing it since then.
I wouldn't. Would you guys nominate this in other categories? I mean, obviously, Best Actress. Right?
Obviously, for me, I'd put her in.
I could put her in Best Actress.
Best Actress was obviously the winner was Jessica Chastain, Olivia Colman, Lost Daughter. Sorry, not Last Daughter. Lost Daughter. Parallel Mothers for Penelope Cruz, an important person for Jay Ledbetter. Being
Also an important performance. She would have been my winner.
She's so good in that movie.
She's my winner too.
Nicole Kidman for Being the Ricardos, and Kristen Stewart for Spencer. What Eric Anderson called the greatest performance of all time.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'll never not bring that up every time that happens.
I would call it large.
Yeah.
A
Well, I
big
mean,
performance.
well, HCA winner Kristen Stewart, so
Man.
man.
Let's do that. Let's do, instead of Oscars, let's do HCA nominees.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
You want me to pull that up?
Are they still HCAs now? Aren't they something
They're
else?
still HCAs. They're just
They're
a
called the
different.
Astras.
Yeah, the dad Astros, as Sophia calls them.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. The 2022.
Cool. No, do not do that. Anything else I would nominate them
HCA
this movie for?
Awards.
I would do best sound,
It's got some good sound.
production design for the instrument.
That's fair.
And
I
I
think
do like
that's,
the design of the convent and the town and surrounding areas.
You know what's a good
what's
category
really
this
funny?
year? Stooms. Great category. Cruella, which has great stooms. No matter what you think of that film, it has great stooms. Cyrano, great costumes. Also, good movie. I like that movie.
Cyrano?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cyrano's not bad.
Dune, great costumes. Nightmare Alley, bad movie, great costumes. West Side Story, great movie, great costumes.
Mm-hmm. That is a good category.
It's good. Cruella, a movie that when I saw it, I said might be a signal of the end of cinema. Had a good time.
You guys ready?
Yeah, HCAs.
Yeah. So Best Picture went to Coda.
Well, he started the whole thing.
Yeah, that they all did. Many people did. Best Director was a tie.
Oh my gosh.
Jane Campion and Denis Villeneuve.
Well, because they couldn't
Dennis
just give it
Villeneuve.
to
They couldn't
Jane
do it,
Campion
couldn't do it.
because they didn't like the power of the dog.
Yes.
Campion,
Yeah.
the co-champion.
DeBose won for West Side Story.
Mm-hmm.
She
I
won.
think she's great.
She won everything.
Y'all didn't
She,
like it. I thought she was great in that.
it's not that I did. I say I didn't like that movie.
Sophia did.
I just would have voted for someone else.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, she would have voted.
Backlash to the win.
You would have voted for Kristen Stewart, or I mean, Kirsten Dunst. Sorry.
Yeah, I like
Not-
Kirsten Dunst. I like Ingenue.
Ellis Taylor's
King
really good
Richard.
in King Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does she slap him in the kitchen? No, she just gets really close to it, right?
You know
It's a
what
good-
I
it's a
like
good scene in the kitchen.
is The Lost Daughter. I think that's a good movie.
I'm not a big fan of it.
Ryan
I
doesn't
like
like that movie.
I like
I
that
think
movie.
that is
I
a
do like Jessie
sleepy
Buckley in that.
movie,
That's a
man.
That's a fun nomination, though. A good surprise.
I do think if anybody was going to get nominated for that movie, it should be Jessie Buckley. I thought because she had to put up with that damn kid the entire
Huge
time.
crush
So,
on Katrina Balfe in Belfast.
Yeah,
That was an
Troy
important
Kotzer won.
Mhm.
Kristen Stewart won. Eric gave out that award, and
What an honor,
what an honor!
especially in hindsight.
It's actually on his bio, and then Andrew Garfield because he was the one of the 5 here that showed up. So yeah,
You know what I learned about Andrew Garfield recently?
Daddy's dating Monica Barbaro.
Hates Mondays, loves lasagna.
God damn it! All right, should have seen that coming my way. Any other things you guys would nominate this for? Rambling?
I don't think
Oh,
so.
I love Rampling. Yeah,
She's
I put her in here.
She's better
Over
than half.
Judi Dench.
Yeah, over Judy. Yeah, Judy Dench phoning it in.
The color in her glasses is one of my favorite things, though.
Do you think they gave Judi Dench that nomination over Katrina Balfe because it was their last chance to do so?
I think there was category confusion with Katrina Balfe.
I don't think there's
Dang, Judi Dench is 90.
She's straight up support. They're all supporting the little shit kid is the lead.
I think
right?
there was, but I think there were like people were talking about Katrina Balfe as possibly a lead.
I think Jamie Dornan is very good in that movie.
Oh, Jamie Dornan, very good looking guy.
Mm-hmm.
Important guy, Sophia.
Important guy for sure.
Would this go in adapted screenplay?
Yeah.
I
wouldn't put it in, I don't think.
I wouldn't. I don't think
I put it in over Coda.
Well, I mean, there's stuff in here that I would put it over, sure.
Yeah. But I don't know. I put it in over The Lost Honor.
I mean,
no,
I did not see.
I must admit,
I did not see Lunana, a yak in the classroom.
Oh man,
I watched Lunana, a yak in the classroom. It's quite good. It's sweet.
I remember Sophia and I talking about that all that year, and I kept making fun of it. She's like, "It's a charming movie, you
it's
dick."
Good. It's good.
That's a pretty good international lineup, though.
Yeah.
Drive My Car, Flee, Hand of God, Lunana. Can't say I've seen it. Worst Person in the World.
Sophia,
People loved Flea.
Oh man, they were really on.
Flea was really overhyped for me.
By the
time I ended up getting
I'm a little Flea agnostic, but
yeah, I'm like
people loved Flea.
I thought of like on a whole this whole thing that like they trying to hype it up to be. I was like, yeah, Flea's fine. You know what I mean? It's like
I got in trouble because in our critics group, I was like, "Are we really gonna allow this to be nominated for animated and documentary?" And they were like, "Yes, you idiot.
Yes, you psychopath." And then you did. Yeah. I think everybody wanted it to be nominated for those 3 categories so bad, and they just disregarded the quality of the film. So, sorry. I think
it's a fine movie.
I think they wanted
that movie.
I think they wanted Oscar history rather than being like, should we put it in all of these categories? So,
I mean, it was weird that they made a movie about the ringleader from A Bug's Life.
Damn it. Sometimes when it gets late in the recordings, folks, this is where we get.
I had a super delayed response to that.
His name is P.T. Flea.
Well, Jay, that's it. That's the Verhoeven series.
Oh,
buddy.
yeah. We got to do Verhoeven rankings, I guess.
We got to do Verhoeven rankings.
All right.
Now, Jay, how many are you ranking? Are you ranking just the stuff in the series?
No, I'm going to rank everything I've seen. There's still a couple I haven't seen, and the stuff that we didn't review is towards the bottom.
I'm just ranking the stuff that we reviewed.
Okay, you know what? I'm just going to rank the stuff. I'm just going to rank the stuff we reviewed.
I think okay, cool. So you're just going to copy me.
You know what? I'm going to review all of it just because you said that. I'm going to rank all of them.
He's gone off the reservation.
There's only 3 extras.
Okay.
So
are you ready?
Yeah, I'll go first.
You go first, buddy.
All right. So I'm ranking 12. At number 12, I have Hollow Man. Apologies to Hollow Man.
Great episode 11, with Josh, though.
Great episode. Number 11, Flesh and Blood, a film we didn't review. His first sort of Hollywood-ish production. Number 10, I have Turkish Delight, one of his very famous kind of European films. Number 9, I have Benedetta. Number 8, I have Basic Instinct. Number 7, the last movie that we didn't review, I have Spetters, a movie I liked quite a bit. Showgirls at 6, Elle at 5. 4, I have Total Recall. 3, I have RoboCop. 2, I have Black Book. I love Black Book. And my number 1 coming into the series and leaving the series is Starship Troopers.
All right. Number 9 for me, Hollow Man. Yeah, unfortunately. Wild film. Still glad that we talked about it. Number 8, Jay, Total Recall.
That's rude.
It's still a 4-star movie.
I love Total Recall.
Maybe
the greatest practical effects movie ever made.
Number 7, Basic Instinct. Number 6, the film we talked about today, Benedetta.
Okay.
Number 5, it's getting into really good territory. Starship Troopers.
Wow. Okay. I like it when we're a little bit off.
Number 4, Elle.
Number
Number 3, Black Book. Number 2, Showgirls.
2 Showgirls. Wow. Okay.
And number 1, RoboCop. Hasn't gotten much better than that. That's
RoboCop is a masterpiece.
yeah.
He's made a handful of them.
He has
in my opinion.
He's made some damn good movies. Some damn good movies. I think like on average, this is a very high average. Hollow Man's like a 3, but everything else is 4.
I could have Hollow Man at a 2.5. I said erroneously that I think he's never made a bad Hollywood movie. Hollow Man, I think, is not a good movie.
I think
it's almost good. It's very interesting.
It's a very interesting movie. I wouldn't say it's terrible, the way people think it was at the time.
But it's not a movie. If a regular person comes up to me and is like, I heard about this movie called Hollow Man. Should I watch it?
Be like, no, run and hide your children.
Probably not. Yeah.
I accidentally did that with Showgirls at a happy hour last week.
Uh-oh.
People were talking about it.
Were you talking about the pod?
I haven't seen it.
Were you talking about the pod too?
I don't even remember how this came up.
Actually. I have been getting compliments nonstop about that episode. Truly, Jay.
Wow.
I don't remember even how it came up, but we were talking about movies, and Showgirls came up, and I was like, oh yeah, Elizabeth Berkley is amazing. I love Showgirls. I'm a Showgirls defender.
Yeah.
And they were all like, oh, should I watch it? I was like, no, actually, no.
No.
Don't watch it.
She did her best.
If you do, forget what I said.
Her best Gal Gadot. No, Kal-El, no.
That was an episode where I think I mostly kept us on track because I think that's such just a fascinating thing, and I had questions that I wanted answered on that episode.
Yeah, but we still got off track.
Yeah, there was still stuff that was a long episode.
It was a good episode. Sophia, what's your number one?
Compact Showgirls is my number one. Yeah, for sure.
Wow, number one, Showgirls.
Mm-hmm.
What's 2?
Is there an irony in that pick at number 1? Or
no, it's just like it's a good movie. Put it up there.
I just love it.
This is my thing with Showgirls. I think it's a really good movie, but
I just let people put it up there. Let them do it.
I have a hard time like talking myself into it being number 1.
No, my take with Showgirls is that Showgirls says more about the horrors that women experience in
this is what I said on the show.
Than any piece of Oscar bait ever could.
I think you need to let me decide that.
Okay. Well, you can decide that and decide it about the Sydney Sweeney Jean ad too.
Oh, she's got good genes. There's no denying.
Second, I would probably do Showgirls, then Elle, then RoboCop for my top 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good top 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're gonna put Black Book up there once you see it.
Well, as I'm looking at Black Book.
Yeah,
I'm really interested.
Oh yeah,
it's a very female-centric Verhoeven.
It's a very interesting movie. It's very complex. I will say,
also incredibly entertaining.
Yeah, that movie is. The more I've been thinking about it, the more I'm like that.
It.
You know, Jay, on that episode, you said, "Oh, I wouldn't spend like $28 to buy that movie or blah 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 on Blu-ray or whatever." I've been thinking about it so much. I would pull the trigger if I had a chance. I would, or I would also wait for it to like get. I would actually kind of wait for that to get upgraded by like some vintage, like a Vinegar Syndrome or like a Kino Lorber or somebody like that.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Physical media is expensive, man.
It is expensive, buddy. But, we do what we got to
do. Blind buying for me is starting to get out of the question.
Oh, I can't blind buy anymore.
Yeah.
I love a blind buy.
Yeah, I mean, but it's got to be on sale. I can't blind buy.
I'll blind buy for the pod.
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
That's right.
So. I do a lot of like Kino Lorber blind buys.
They have good stuff. They really do. They've got a lot of cool stuff.
I joined the library recently. Watched this one on Canopy this week.
I love the library.
It is kind of weird that you can just be like,
look at you, Jay.
Hello, congratulations. You have a library card. Would you like to watch Benedetta?
Wait, you didn't have a library card until now?
No.
I've had a library card my whole life.
Within the last like 4 months. I don't know.
It's a very
I take my boy to the library very regularly.
I was gonna say and I'm not trying to like make us sound cheap or anything, but it is a very cost effective and like important thing to like go and
I rent some
local libraries. Yeah, rent some blues and
rent some books for the pod if they're available.
I love going over to the library and just like picking up blues off the shelf that movies I haven't seen in a long time. And
the problem is most of the ones that the libraries by me are DVDs, and I'm sorry, I just can't.
Well, do you have like your thing? Like we have an app in San Antonio, not to get on a tangent before we're trying to get the hell out of here, but we have an app where it connects to all the libraries in town and it can actually, with no cost of your own, like if there's a
You
library
can, like,
downtown that
move
has like
one
a,
from
yeah,
one library to the other.
yeah, and it doesn't cost
I'm
anything.
sure they probably have that.
Yeah, it's great.
But
Love it.
You know,
So, Sophia,
Yeah.
thank you for coming on and doing the show and the wild ride that it was.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell everybody where they can find you and all your work on the internet, as well as also, Sophia, your recommendation of the week? You know the drill when it comes to that.
Of course. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for having me to chat about Benedetta and all things Catholic, all things nuns and
No
instruments.
nun
everything
jokes
between.
in here, by the way.
No nun jokes.
I was
Yeah,
surprised by him
would-
especially.
Jay in
I would
particular.
never. Yeah,
No?
I would
Okay.
never.
Yeah, Jay would have none of that. Here it
Got
You
is.
too
can
much
find
respect for the
me-
cloth.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitter at Sophia_Sim, letterboxed, and Blue Sky, Sophia Sim. You can find my written work, reviews, interviews. I don't even know when this is coming out. We'll probably be at a festival.
We will be
coverage,
a week before
Okay.
Telluride.
Telluride and Telluride, Toronto, New York,
AFI.
AFI, all sorts of places. Recommendation of the week. So I have two recommendations. One will make me sound like a big nerd. I'll save that for the end. But what's been taking up all my time with watches lately is that I have been rewatching The Sopranos for the first time since college. So it's been a while since I've done a full watch and I am loving it. It is just the best show. Oh my gosh.
That's
Well,
how you've
I
never
don't
seen
skip
it.
the intro ever. You've never seen it?
Never seen it.
Oh, you should watch it.
It's intimidating. It's a lot of episodes.
It's a lot of episodes, but they
In the
move
context of modern day
pretty quickly.
television, it's like a
Blue moon.
ton of episodes.
It's not that bad.
I need to watch it. It's like 80, 85
Okay.
episodes or something like that. Anyway.
And then my other recommendation is that I'm reading the best book I've ever read in my entire life, which is Brothers K by Dostoevsky. I have this all these tabs in
What
here.
in the hell?
Oh my God.
It
What a
is
nerd alert.
I was actually not prepared for that level of nerddom.
this
Are you reading
is
it for like
my-
a book club or something?
No, it's just for myself.
Okay.
I do a summer mega book. So I do a huge read every summer of a classic. Usually I do one in the summer, one in the winter. And this is a life-changing book. It inspired Terrence Malick, as I know I've chatted with you both about.
Mhm.
It is brilliant. It's like a little bit of Succession in it too. Highly recommend it. It's totally worth it. It is long. We're looking at 900 pages in this translation. But
It's like a Harry Potter.
it's not like Harry Potter.
Are you
but
reading Infinite Jest in the Winter?
No, I won't do David Foster Wallace. I'm not going to be reading that.
I'm thinking Infinite Jest is probably the book for you for the winter.
Okay. I'm not going to do anything.
The legacy of
postmodernism.
David Foster Wallace is a very interesting thing.
It
and we
is.
can't get into it now, but
No, we don't have that much
he was
time.
like
We don't
the
have
guy
9 hours for that.
5 years.
Yeah.
He is very important, I think, to a certain, like a specific set of millennials, I think in particular, millennial men.
He's pretty important to me, I will be honest.
Yeah.
Sophia, are you rereading The Odyssey?
Yeah,
later?
I'm going to. I have
But
that
I also
right
have
over
never
here.
I also have never
I might
read
never.
Infinite Jest, I must admit.
I
Yeah,
got
he
that
could
somewhere.
write a mean essay.
I've got a trunk of books from the.
I love
from,
This Is Water. It's a good
yeah.
essay.
But that'll be I think that's going to be my big book of the fall.
I might do
So-
that this winter too, to prepare for
I'm reading Frankenstein right
prepare for the Odyssey.
I think
Yeah.
Atlas Shrugged is probably
now. Well, you align with those politics.
big Rand guy.
Big Rand. And he
But yeah,
ran.
Recommend this, Brothers K, and of course, The Sopranos.
I love The Sopranos, one of my favorite
Wow.
series. One of those series too, also that has a perfect ending.
Those are two long things.
Yeah.
hmm
But
Mhm.
yeah,
But sometimes it's worth it.
big long things are great
Stick
though.
with it.
There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I love watching like an old series and like catching up on something. Like when I was in college, we watched The Wire. And
Mhm.
The
The Wire
Wire's
is way shorter than
oh,
Sopranos.
that's 5 seasons.
The Wire is way more difficult to rewatch, though, I think.
Yeah.
The Wire is,
It's not as-
just a
I would
different
not say
animal.
as-
not
yeah,
as
it's a-
watchable.
Those
It's
are
great though.
It's great. Those are literally hour-long episodes, and they are jam-packed with
So is The Sopranos.
so much material. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like, I think The Sopranos is much more entertaining, and it's like you can like you're
Goes a
watching
lot faster.
hour-long like like Goodfellas episodes.
I need to watch it.
But it's really good.
It.
I love The
think you'd like
Sopranos.
it.
It's got.
I'm sure I would like it.
It's got a guy I absolutely love and miss. Just Gandolfini. Just one of the greatest performances ever. I miss him terribly. He was
Who
wonderful.
started who's the kid in the show?
The kid?
son?
Oh,
The
what
actor?
AJ?
the guy that played AJ? Yeah, don't they have like
Didn't
they
he
have like
start a
pod, right?
podcast?
Yeah, like him and Meadow
Yeah.
have a podcast about it, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Great.
They do.
it's a great show. You should
If we can
you
get
should
him on
watch
the
it.
pod.
Oh god. Anyway, Jay, same drill for you.
All right. Letterboxd J Ledbetter, Twitter at Mr. J Ledbetter. Recommendation of the week. Watched a film, never seen it before. Overdue. I like this director. Controversial director. Baz Luhrmann. I watched Moulin Rouge. Thought it was really good.
Oh.
Baz Luhrmann is just so interested in
Style.
form.
Yeah.
Just so with this one, he was essentially saying, in the same way that he made, Romeo and Juliet into a modern day crime movie, he was like, what if I turned an opera into a contemporary pop musical, but kept so many elements of like classical opera in it? And I think that's awesome. That in and of itself, I think, is worthwhile. There are some really bad adaptations of some pop songs, so it's far from perfect, but I don't know how you make a perfect version of that audacious a project. But I just appreciated its audacity. So watch Moulin Rouge. I think it's quite good.
Haven't seen it in a long time. Not a favorite of mine.
You don't like Boz.
But I've told Sophia I need to do a rewatch of Boz because I think
I
I'd
watch Romeo and Juliet.
I think I'm wrong about Boz, and I'm willing to admit that.
Elvis is good.
Well, I don't know about that. That's
Great Gatsby, still bad.
I like Gatsby.
But the thing about a lot of the Boz
Sophia, you like
stuff
Gatsby?
is
No, but I do think Lana Del Rey should have won an Oscar for original song for that
for
movie.
young and beautiful.
But I consider as
perfect.
As a generic white guy, I consider The Great Gatsby a very important piece of work to me. And so I think that sort of
just in that context, there's nothing else to that.
But
it is an important book.
It is an important book, but just the way he says it is like as a white guy.
But as an adaptation of that work, like that adaptation meant a lot to me. Whereas with Romeo and Juliet, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I get it. And
that's interesting.
That's really interesting for you, buddy.
So the distortion that he does, which I think is kind of his primary goal. And even with Elvis, I'm like, I don't really care that much about Elvis. I don't care if you put Doja
He's got
Cat
a lot of melodrama in his
song.
stuff.
I don't care if you combine Britney Spears and Elvis. I have no preciousness about Elvis's music, and I'm like, I can really just embrace the style of it all. And then you put Jay-Z in Great Gatsby, and I'm like, this is completely antithetical to the idea of Great Gatsby, you absolute fool. So it's just he's an interesting filmmaker.
I think melodrama is very much also at the center of a lot of his stuff too. And and the way he can or cannot balance it is really how much you tolerate his films. But
I mean, he's a maximalist.
He is unique.
Oh yeah.
And that's the number one thing I could say about him is that while I might not always
do you like being overwhelmed?
Exactly. I might not always like his film.
The decor in his cocktail bar here in New York.
It's got to be wild. Sophia, you got to take me so I can.
Have you seen that video where like some on the street TikTok interviewer guy just asked him about his marriage?
Yeah,
No.
you haven't. Yeah, we're just gonna leave that one.
I'm
alone.
just gonna look it up after.
I'm gonna send it to y'all.
Thank you, buddy. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, Blue Sky at Ryan McQuade 77. You can find all my work here at AwardsWatch.com. If you like podcasts, we have the main show that's released every Monday. 5 stars on Spotify, iTunes. While you're on the website, please sign up for the newsletter. It's the best place to get all of our news, reviews, interviews, podcasts, festival coverage sent to you all in one place. My recommendation of the week, it's a movie that just is going to be released and already out in theaters by the time this movie is by the time this podcast drops. But if you're able to see it, please go ahead and do so. Make sure this movie gets a lot of money. It is the Naked Gun reboot, however you want to call it. I think it's one of the best comedies we've had in like a very, very, very long time. Kiva Schaffer, Hot Rod, Pop Star, the Chip and Dale movie that came out a couple years ago. Really great director.
All good
stuff. Really nails the tone. This is 85 minutes of just pure hilarity. Neeson is perfectly cast. Pam Anderson is fantastic. I even put up with Paul Walter Hauser in this thing. He's actually pretty good. There's a couple sequences in here that made me cry with laughter at the press screening. And that was the number one thing I could say about this movie too. And it's what I've been seeing a lot online. People at press screenings usually don't laugh a lot. I've noticed that. Like, laughter is gone at press screenings.
Just rep screenings.
Yeah, exactly. Like when this is a true story. Like when I saw like Barbie, or I've seen Bottoms, or I've seen all these movies with press, people just don't laugh. And they're funny films, and there's funny moments in all of these films. Nobody's laughing. This press screening, I'm going to tell you, was like a concert. People were rolling on the floor with laughter, and it was different things too. It wasn't the same thing. And so it was just really nice to hear a room full of people laughing in a movie that doesn't overstay its welcome. It's under 90 minutes, and just like the others. And we should have more spoof comedies if they're done right. We should have movies that have a little bit of, are poking fun at certain things. You have to watch the film to find that out. But I really enjoyed this, and I think it's, Schaefer and is one of those comedians that really knows how to make a solid comedy. I hope this makes a ton of money, because we need to see
I think
more
it's
of
actually
these.
kind of an important movie in that regard.
Yeah, because the studio comedy
do okay.
Yeah, the movie needs to at least make back its budget and probably like double it at least.
I'm just going to do my part this weekend.
And I'm doing my part. There you go. But Jinx J, Yumiko. I think it's wonderful, and I think you guys should all check it out. Jay, you haven't seen it yet either, right?
No.
You got to go see it.
It's like
in the theater.
It's like a cool 90.
Yeah. So like you could probably do it during a nap time.
Absolutely. Leave him at home.
Yeah,
Just
by himself. Yeah, just exactly. Lock the room.
Home alone.
Exactly.
A little bit of a Macaulay Culkin situation.
Yes, sir. Well, that is going to be it for this episode. Jay, we got to tell everybody what we're covering next week. We're starting a new series.
We are, and it's
a daunting one.
It is a daunting one, no doubt.
Usually we have the summer fun series, and then we jump right into a daunting series. Much like last year, we went from Tony Scott to the great Terrence Malick. This year, we jump from Paul Verhoeven to Jay
Yasujiro Ozu. We're doing it.
We are doing Ozu for the next 7 weeks. We're not doing.
I am an Ozu novice.
Same. I will say this. We are not doing all this pre-war stuff either. I'm just going to put this out there. We're going
to do everything post-war.
Post-war.
There's some important stuff pre-war.
Yeah, we'll talk about.
I need to watch.
But there's a lot. But the majority of his films, and primarily these are mostly the films that you can find in the Criterion Collection, are the 7 films in there that are post-war that are very important, and we will discuss those.
2 of them are in the top 25 Sight and Sound.
Yes, of all time. Yeah. And we will be here next week talking, just me and Jay, about Late Spring as our first film in that series.
I got a book.
Wait. Oh, you got a book?
I got a book.
I love it when Jay gets a book, because then
you know what it's called?
What is it called?
Ozu.
Okay, well, I should have seen that coming.
It's a good title. I think it really kind of.
Do you think it's like Benedetta and it sums up what this movie's about? Or what this series is going to be about?
What is Benedetta about?
What is this Ozu series?
You're still there.
We're still there. Yeah, exactly. We're never going to know. We've been recording for God knows how long, and he's still there. Anyway, we will be back next week.
All right, I got one more thing I think we need to talk about.
Oh, God, no, we're not.
No, I don't.
No, you don't. Stop.
Sorry, it was just Joey Swole again. I wrote him down twice.
Late Spring next week. Until then, we'll see you all next time.